There we go. We are recording. Okay. That little timestamp thing we did last time on the server meeting worked out really well. So, whoever's timestamping, also, I hope you got my notes in your hand so you can put the times next to them there. So,
Ready.
Perfect.
Also ready.
All right. Well, everybody, welcome to the server meeting. I'll give all my usual disclaimers. New people, we had a ton of new people in the last couple of weeks. So, new people, if you're here, every month we hold a server meeting. Try to be transparent with our players, discuss things with our players, let them discuss things with us, yell at us, call us names, sexually harass us, whatever you'd like to do. After I go down my list of notes, I will turn the floor over to the other admins and see if they have anything they want to bring up. And after we're done with that, we turn it over to a Q&A session with the players and let you guys, make comments, make questions. Good English. Anyway, all that we ask is during the Q&A, I try to speed it up a little bit because by then everybody's really antsy. They want to hurry up and get their prizes and get on with their night. So, just keep that in mind when you're at that session. We definitely love the compliments and stuff, but, just speed through them quick. For those who don't have my stream open, it doesn't have to technically be open right this very second, but when the Q&A is finishing up, I will start a live stream preview of some of the changes and some of the other things we've discussed in the meeting, and I will also show the map preview and all that good stuff too. So it's always a good idea to have the stream up. For the meeting portion of it, I'm just streaming Discord. And during the meeting, if you guys ever hear me just suddenly pause for no reason, I'm probably just adjusting myself in this chair here. I got a squeaky chair, and I've been doing yard work all day, so my back is just killing me. So I'll be doing a lot of adjusting today. All right, with that said, let me get my notes in my hand here, and we will start going down the list. Good news is there's not too many of them, and there's not too many, bad ones to bring up or discuss. So it should be a good meeting tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Not as anxiety-ridden as I usually am. So the first topic of the meeting, I didn't even write it down. This is going to be coming straight out of my head. The admin team here can verify that my first note is just 2 fucking words. To remind me I wanted to talk about something. So bear with me. This is going to be coming straight from the heart and straight from the top of my head. So I had an epiphany about a month ago, I guess. Not even a month ago. A couple weeks ago. The point being is this. I'm going to try to do the nutshell version of it. And as you guys know, I usually end up rambling. So then I'll probably just ramble into the details of it. The epiphany is this. I haven't got to play Rust in almost 5 years. I think I played like 3 days of a wipe last year on Terminus, but I don't get to play here. I just don't get to play Rust. I don't get to do anything. And that's not a complaint. I'm not complaining. No, it's not a complaint. Not a complaint at all. I don't get to play because I have a new game I play, and that's, taking care of my community and my servers, and I enjoy it. Again, this isn't a complaint, but what it is an epiphany. As you guys know, I'm very hardcore when it comes to games. I like things to be difficult as fuck. I love challenge. My favorite flavor of victory is like a big heavy dash of defeat on top of it for flavor, if that makes sense. And that's how I've always been. I'm just weird with gaming. When I played MMOs, I was always on the PvP servers. I'm real hardcore. I like things to be difficult. I'd turn off radar and stuff in Call of Duty or Battlefield and try to play hardcore mode. But the problem is this. As you guys, I'm sure, are well aware, I try to base everything I do and how I run things around here off of my playstyle. And, that works in the beginning. There's not many people around, and, it's just your little server and your little project you're working on. But needless to say, we've become pretty successful over the years. And last wipe, we averaged almost 2,000 people. That's a new record, by the way. And the epiphany is this. My job here is not to make a server that makes me happy, or fits my exact play style. That'd be like Levi's, the CEO of Levi's making every pair of jeans to fit him. That's not what you're there for. My job is to make the server for you guys and gals, and that's where the epiphany really comes in. Is that that our job here as a staff is to keep the players happy and keep the players entertained, and honestly just to keep you coming back for more. And that's where it really came to me. It's just like, why are you so hell-bent and stressed out and just in honestly losing players even because I fight with them and whatever. Why are you so, anxious about trying to make this server fit your personal needs? And this is me, talking to myself, like inner reflection. When all it really matters is, are people fucking happy? Like, are the players happy? Do they enjoy your server? I would say 2,000 people in 10 days is a pretty good sign that that you guys enjoy our servers. And I guess that's just where I know I'm rambling here. Like I said, this is off the top of my head. I don't have any of this written down right now. I'm just talking. And so it really just comes to a point where I just don't care anymore. And I don't mean care as in care. I mean care as in like about my, my mission to always keep everything so challenging and always so blah, blah. I don't care anymore. You guys, as far as I can tell, really fucking enjoy our servers. So why keep fucking with it? We always bitch, at our wives or something, or even face punch. Don't fix what's not broken. Stop fucking with things, face punch. We don't need that. Don't fix what's not broken. And I guess that's really, if you could sum up the epiphany in just one fucking phrase, it would be that. Don't fix what's not broken. So with that said, I'm not changing shit anymore. We're not changing anything anymore. And don't take that the wrong way. Obviously, fine tuning. We're gonna have to, something's broken, we gotta fix this, or something's messed up, we gotta fix that. Or if all the players come to me about something like, hey, this is just totally bullshit. It really should be this way, or it should be, slightly toned down some. Of course we'll still change stuff. We'll still listen to you guys. What I mean is, I'm not gonna change stuff anymore. As in T, as in me. I'm not gonna sit here and lay in bed at night and be like, God damn it, I'm going to pick on some players here. Who we got? I can see Grisada's name right there. God damn it, Grisada's fucking cheesing my zombie horde quest, and that's not how I wanted it to be played. Why the fuck do I care? Like, why do I care if that's how he wants to play the game? And that's really the epiphany is, there's always going to be things that I don't agree with or don't like. And it doesn't matter. It's not about me. The server's not about me. It's about you guys. Yeah, the Infinity Stone quests are coming back. It's not about me though. It's about you guys, and it's about you guys enjoying yourselves. So that's really what I'm trying to say when I say I'm not going to change anything anymore. Like, we're just done. We're just fucking done. And again, don't misquote me. When I say we're done, I just mean we're done. We're done fucking with things. We got a good product here. Everybody loves it. Everybody's using it. Why keep altering it? So I know I'm just talking in circles here. This topic really has me very anxious, and like my leg is shaking right now. So I hope you guys will appreciate that stance and appreciate why I'm doing that. Again, this server ain't about me anymore. It's about you guys. So that's my big speech I wanted to give. Is I'm just done fucking with this. I'm gonna let you guys have your fun. If you cheese my content, or if things seem too easy for my taste or whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. You guys are having fun. Honestly, I keep using cheesing content as the big example. That's not the only thing, but that's the big example I can use. Honestly, who cares? If that's not how I wanted it to be played, it doesn't matter. Honestly, you're just hurting yourself. You're taking away your own challenge, so it doesn't matter to me. In Mario Brothers, you could always jump up in that one little hidden tube, in the first world and skip all the way to like the fourth world. Did Mr. Yamamoto or whatever from Nintendo come beat down your door and yell at you? No. You just skipped a bunch of content that you could have played and had fun with. That's your choice, and that's really where I'm at. It's I got to stop trying to nitpick on how you guys play on my servers. If you guys are having fun, that's all I fucking care about anymore. So I just want you guys to know that. All right, moving on. Got that one out of the way. Whew, that was a nervous topic. I was nervous giving you guys that speech. I'm serious. All right, moving on. Using personal Chinook to bypass SAM sites is an exploit and has been against our rules for as long as we've had personal Chinooks. This includes PvP or PvP situations. I said the same thing twice. This includes PvE or PvP situations. It has always been against our rules, period. I don't know. I think I saw someone doing it or something. That's what made me write this note down. I don't remember who it was or what it was, but just know that using the Chinook to get past SAMs is considered an exploit. It's just the Chinooks are not supposed to be flyable by players. That's why SAM sites don't target them. And there's nothing I can do to change that or fix that. So just know that ahead of time. If an admin catches you or if a player happens to record you doing it, you will be losing your Chinook privileges for those of you that have a personal Chinook. So please keep that in mind. And again, I'm not attacking the person who I saw doing it. Whoa, look at that old logo. I'm not attacking the person that I saw doing it. Honestly, the person I caught doing it when I wrote this note is a very upstanding player of ours. I honestly just don't think they realize that that's an exploit. So please do not use your Chinooks to bypass SAMs.
Yeah, to be fair, it was multiples, so.
Yeah, it definitely was. Aleahnah, next topic is yours. Moving on.
Sure. Oh, did you want me to talk about it?
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. So the way I've had this written, I'm just gonna kind of cover it. So monument decorum and camping monuments. So Outbreak is full to the brim. Infection is now handling the overflow of Outbreak and pretty full. Cough Cough Utopia is still sitting at about a third pop, guys. If you really, really, really like running all monuments on cooldown, I get it. I understand. Everybody wants a shot. And it's frustrating because for me, and this is something that I personally experienced, and I even spoke to a little bit when I played Infection a couple episodes this month. It's tough because for admins, like we have rules. Obviously, the content's for y'all. But we play too. And I think my first swipe there, I think I waited 4 days and I didn't get a chance to touch rig until it was like 7 in the morning. Because it's just getting run so frequently. I mean, we get tickets all the time. Like the rig doors are stuck open. The reason that happens is because it's literally getting run again on refresh. There are a lot of people who love the loot from rig or cargo. There's timed events. We can't mess with that. So I just ask you this: if you yourself have personally run rig 2 or 3 times a wipe, give it 5 minutes before you go to it again. I guarantee you there's someone else who's also trying to get there, and maybe they just don't have a mini, or maybe they're on the other side of the map, or maybe they didn't have a timer set. I understand that we can't delegate how you guys play, but it's just in everyone's best interest for happiness if we share a little bit more. So I just want to remind everybody sharing is caring, and it can be fun. And try to be polite about the content you're running so that everyone gets a fair chance. Especially for somebody who's able to be on a lot. If you're one of those people who's able to put a 9-hour session down in a day, understand that there are some people who can only put two down in a day, and that means that there one chance that they might have to run cargo or run rig that day is just shot because it's getting camped on cooldown. And yes, we're always going to have new players. This is always going to be a problem. Me saying this is not going to help, but I'm just hoping that it'll reach some of you guys because it's a pretty unpleasant thing when you're trying really hard to get something and you don't want to break the rules by going there when someone else is there, and you literally cannot catch a window even when you yourself are on all the time.
You good? All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Huzzah.
All right, we do have a couple negative topics to hit. I promise you tonight is going to be a bunch of positives. Well, I kind of ruined it by making the big positive one at the very beginning there, but here we go. For those of you who are new to the meeting, sometimes I pause when I'm reading my note just to make sure I wasn't being like a sassy smartass or something when I wrote it. A lot of times I'm like, God damn it, and I go over to the note channel, I'm typing this up. Y'all mad and shit for the next meeting. All right, this note. I'm about ready to write an auto mute script for people who sit on Outbreak and complain about waiting in line. This is almost like what you just discussed. And complain about waiting in line for content when Infection has 2/3 the pop of. I accidentally typed 2/3 the poop. 2/3 the poop, and Utopia has half of Infection's pop. And we take the time out of our day to do server transfers for players. If you're not willing to solve your own problems, don't bother complaining about them constantly in chat, please. So, there, if you guys see what I just typed, that's the current wipe right now. Outbreak 950, Infection 430, Utopia 225, Terminus, I can't type termins, 109. So literally, each server was double the previous server, pretty much. So yeah, if you're on Outbreak and you're bitching about content, like you can't run monuments, you can't get a Bradley, you can't get a Heli, you can't, whatever, raid bases, like look at those numbers I just posted. If your complaint is, well, Utopia though it doesn't have PvP day, okay, we'll go to Infection. Infection has half the players that Outbreak has, and honestly, Infection people speak up in this channel right now. Infection, you wouldn't be able to tell that it only has half the players that Outbreak has, because honestly, Infection's pretty well up there too. It's usually pretty chock full of people.
I could say this wipe that's on average during prime time at least 55, 60 people, and about a month ago it was maybe half of that at this point during wipe.
Yeah, so it's pretty banging. I know a lot of people, I want to stay on Outbreak because all the people. Well, Infection gets pretty crazy too. I mean, there's probably days where Infection people are even like, God damn, I'm going to go to Utopia.
It has queued, so.
Yeah, it does have queues. I pretty much the first day or two, Outbreak and Infection both have queues. Outbreak can keep a queue for a good half a damn week to a week. Infection, though, after the first day or two, usually loses its queue. So anyway, and if all else fails, Utopia, man, nice chill atmosphere, that's for sure. So I know we beat this dead horse every single meeting, but it's pretty important. And again, it's just because I see so many people complaining on Outbreak, and it's like, well, dude, it's kind of like you ever been to the store and you see like that one line that's got like 200 people in it, and then like the other line's got like 3, and you're like, why is nobody getting in the other line? Like, what the fuck are you doing? That's how it feels. It's like, dude, what are y'all doing? Get in the other line. There's less people there. So anyway, moving on. Please stop with the whining about PvP. You can tell all these notes are from the beginning of the month, last month. Stop whining about PvP hard bases. They are completely random coin flip when they spawn. Sometimes there could be more, sometimes there could be none. Just a coin flip, 50-50 chance of it being a PvP base. Players do raid them all the time. They have better loot. They also do not show themselves as being raided. So, if you hover your mouse over it, they're going to look like they're not being raided. I'm assuming that's where a lot of the confusion comes in, where people are like, oh, nobody does them. I promise you, they get done. Most people do them. They sneak in there, get the loot, and they actually wall themselves inside and wait for it to despawn. So to you, it just looks like a sealed up base that no one's fucking with. I promise you, somebody's in there and they already got the loot. But please stop complaining about them. Other people do enjoy them. Sorry, I had to flip the page there. And actually, I've actually had people begging me to add more PvP options. So just remember, not all content revolves around one single, type of player. People do those, and they do enjoy them. Oh, and I just gave away the secrets, so now you guys are all screwed. Secret is out. But yeah, they get done all the time. It's definitely a handful of people that keep asking us to remove those, but people like them, and they do have better loot. Next topic. Selling things for RP just prior to a restart. I don't know why this is suddenly happening all the time now. It never used to be a ticket, but we've probably had what, maybe half a dozen tickets in the last month about this?
Yeah, about 5.
Yeah, so I don't know why. I don't have any control over how or fixing it. But the plugin that controls RP, I'm assuming maybe because the RP plugin is actually a core plugin. Like the actual RP plugin, like where your RP is saved, is actually not even something you see or use. It's just tied into from other plugins. So like the RP next to your toolbar, like the little display down there, totally separate plugin to display your RP. The store, the /s where you can buy stuff, totally separate plugin than your RP. So RP itself, the plugin, is literally just a behind the scenes thing. You actually don't even interact with that plugin at all. It just stores your data. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe because one plugin is communicating to that plugin, like, hey, they got some more RP now. And maybe the RP plugin just has like an interval where it saves that data or something. I don't really know, honestly. All I know is if you're doing anything that gives you RP within, like major chunks of RP within like the last 5 minutes before a server restart, you're probably not going to get it. And what's even worse is our logs are going to say that you got it. That's the really bad part. Like our logs literally say you got the RP, but you didn't. We tested it and confirmed it, and it is happening. I don't know the time frame on it. I'm guessing around 5 minutes because
5 minutes.
yeah, pretty much every ticket we've seen has usually been within the last 5 minutes before a restart. Yeah, Tax got it right. So yeah, just keep that in mind, please. We've had a lot of people 50k RP and stuff like that they didn't get. So please don't do anything with major amounts of RP 5 minutes before a restart. Moving on. Skill tree player settings has some options I have seen a lot of people ask about. like muting the chat notifications, like when your skills proc, like if you're starting to get spam, like if you're crafting or whatever, and you keep getting the skills proc and it's spamming you, just click player settings in the skill tree. If you type /ST and you go, I don't have Rust open. I think it's called player settings or something like that. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Cyber Zombie for the win. So yeah, so there's your player settings right there. There's a bunch of different things you can change. So, yeah. Aleahnah, this topic is yours. You want it?
I do. Oh, where were we? Okay. So we
Yep.
actively
Dead horse.
Yeah, this is not going to be something new to the meeting, but we actively tell players to move to outbreak, or I'm sorry, to infection or utopia for population issues. This month was actually the first month that I ever had a chance to play infection, and I did it because I didn't want to contribute to a queue. And we had active admins on outbreak, so I was like, oh, I'll just move to infection so that I'm not helping clog up the population even more. Plus, I kind of like to build a little bit bigger. But regardless, we actively tell people to do that. And I gotta say, I saw multiple comments over the course of my 2 wipes that I did play of people kind of like low key shaming people coming over from outbreak, like oh, like you couldn't cut it, and that's why you're here now. That's super inhospitable. I addressed some of them at the time. Just like understand, like we're a community. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't really matter, none of that stuff. Like it should just be like welcome or nothing at all. Like if you can't say anything nice, just don't say nothing at all. Like it's or don't say anything at all. But just be better. That was really frustrating to read from people, even if it was meant in jest or jokingly. Um, you can't shame somebody for not wanting to sit and wait for an hour to play on a server. That's just ridiculousness. That's it.
Not only that, but everybody on infection was an outbreak player at one point, so you're kind of insulting yourself.
The next one's mine too. I'll just go ahead and cover it. So it's kind of a segue off of what Tia was saying about the RP thing. Just so you guys know, we actually do have a known issues channel. When we have an issue that creeps up that we're never going to be able to resolve, we put it down there because the hope is that people will see that and not do those things. But the other inverse of it is to relieve us from having to support those things because unfortunately, like for example, the low grade thing, you guys might not know this, but you can sometimes get a low grade stack in a candle hat or a miner's hat to go like into the thousands, but it's not really there. And if you log out or if you crash or sometimes if you do nothing at all, it just poofs and you might lose thousands of fuel if you've accidentally put thousands of fuel in that hat. That's not something that we can help with. That's not something that our logs are going to catch. Exactly, dirty potions. If you log out, that might not be there when you log back in, so don't do that. Please take a moment, look at our known issues, understand that those are a thing, and understand that our expectation for those is now that we've documented this is a problem we'll never be able to fix, we also do not want to support it if we can help it.
Awesome. All right, moving on. PvP day behavior. I bet I could just say that, and that everybody knows exactly. That's the end of that note.
Good talk, T.
Good talk. Can we? I can't believe I'm giving this speech again. I feel like I've given this speech like so many times now. Here's the rest of my note. Remember the old days of picking each other back up? Who we got in this channel? Milkshake. He would remember. Pizza the Crust or Pizza Wheat Crust would remember. Zach probably remembers too. I don't know. A lot of you people are newer, and when I say newer, I'm talking like old school, like when we had one server. I remember,
Nessus is typing.
Oh, Nessus definitely remembers. Absolutely. I'm talking one server where like, if we hit 50 players, I'm giving a golden egg to everybody days. I'm talking old school days where like 50 players was our record, and now we're hitting 2,000 players. So I'm talking old school. But back then, I remember I used to give this. Here I go rambling, but this is a positive story. I used to give this speech. Every admin will tell you, or even an ex-admin. Nessus used to be an admin here. Every admin will tell you that for some odd reason, all the new players join on PvP day. Don't know why, but like half of our new players always join on fucking PvP day. Never could figure that out. But the point being, I used to give the speech to them like, look, don't quit. And obviously I was trying to keep people on my server, but I was like, don't quit. Like our community is so cool that when you get, you're going to get wrecked, of course, but when you do, they usually just, everybody just kind of groups together and they'll pick you back up and they'll kit you out, they'll repair your base for you, and then they'll, invite you to join their little group and continue on. The biggest drama we had back then in PvP day was that scenario I just discussed. Irish Redneck can tell you too. He's been around, yeah. That scenario I just discussed would snowball so much that eventually it actually kind of got a little toxic because the group was so damn big. Like by the time PvP day has been going on for like 6 hours, and suddenly the group is fucking like 12 people deep. But that's how it used to be, man. People would just fight. The loser would fucking get picked back up. They'd patch his base back up for him if they wanted. They'd take some boom and stuff. Of course, you got to get something for you got to get something for your effort. But they would kid him out and invite him to come join them and come PvP with them and stuff. Yeah, I know that's not always going to work. You're always going to have toxic people. You're always going to have new players that are in the normal Rust mentality. They're just dickheads. But for the most part, like, can we try to like at least somewhat get back to those old days? Like, it used to be so like heartwarming. Like us admins, we used to love watching PvP day. I remember the whole team used to just log in and we would just fly around and watch because everybody was so cool. Now it's the opposite. It's like a ghost town. We're like, dude, I don't want to go anywhere near that shit because everybody's just so fucking pissy and dick swinging and everything's like a big giant dick swinging contest now. Can we just chill out and enjoy PvP day? It's like 20 hours. Nobody gives a shit. I love dick swinging too, just not in PvP day. Nobody gives a shit. It's 20 hours. All your stuff's going to get deleted the next day. Think how much cooler it would be, and I'm picking names just fresh in my channel here. Think how much cooler it would be if Tactical Toast and his little team like blew the shit out of Spicy's base or Bozzy's base and picked Bozzy back up and was like, here man, here's some kits, and why don't you join us? Let's go raid some more people. That's how it used to be. Like, how hard is that to do? It's so friendly. It's just a fun atmosphere. So can we like at least try to get back to that? I really, really miss that. Yeah, people getting so mad anymore about PvP. Yeah, Dream. Dream, you play a lot of Terminus though. The Terminus people, the smaller servers, maybe that's why it was like that back in the days, because it was a smaller server. People were more tight knit and I don't know. We just gotta stop the anger. There's so much anger in PvP day. It's just ridiculous. Moving on. And I wasn't trying to turn that into a negative. I was trying to give a little positive energy there. Where are we in my notes here? Sorry, I got like 5 pages of stuff here. Okay. Oh, the next one yours, Aleahnah. Haha.
Okay. Oh, this one's really fast and easy. Don't leave campers around, especially on raid islands, because we end to kill that. So explain that, and we're not just being mean. I mean, maybe some people, but no, I'm just kidding. The thing about raids is they have conditional things to spawn. This is why we have to have raid islands in the first place. If it doesn't have nothing in the area, super flat, even like something like a sleeping bag can throw off a raid's ability to spawn. And so back in the day, we used to not have to dedicate areas. And I remember the map that it changed. It was so bad. We were literally having to chase people down and be like, hey, can I get you to move your teleport spot? Because no more raids are spawning on the map. We dedicate an area now and it's no build. And honestly, raiding there kind of sucks because it's nice to be able to put down your own TC. It's nice to be able to put down a bag. But the campers are really nice because they let you have the ability to have a bag even in a no build area. They even give you cover, which is nice because you can't deploy walls. Um, if you take if you leave it there though, it's going to stop other raids from spawning there. So just keep that in mind. Once upon a time, we convinced T to keep horses up forever so that we could have our own poop factories and didn't have to go buy horses for it. And everybody just left their horses everywhere. And then we get these tickets. Like I was going at Mach 10 speed down the road and I ran into a horse and I physics through the ground and I've lost all my stuff. And now we don't have infinite horse spawns anymore. And that makes me sad. The same thing with vehicles. You might not know this, but vehicle respawn times are like a while. I forget how long. I feel like it's an hour. There's other reasons for that, so that's not going to change. But if we kill your stuff, your inventory in there goes poof, and you get your hour-long cooldown, and that just sucks. So keep your cars at home. If you're going to take them out, that's fine. Just bring them back home before you're done because they cause issues for other players.
All right. For those, I've seen a lot of chat in the chat. The raid-based islands, like she said, those are a necessity because if you guys take up all the places raid bases can spawn, you just won't have raid bases anymore. Or you'll get the point where they get narrowed down to so few spawn points that they can actually respawn on you instantly. Like your raid will despawn and you'll be like, cool, let me grab some of this loot and get the fuck out of here. Like you just completed an expert or something. And as you're doing that, a new raid spawns and like pushes you out and you're like, wait, what the fuck? Like, so raid base islands are literally they're supposed to be the last ditch effort. Like, hey, there's plenty of cool spots on the map to spawn, but if the players took all those spaces up, at least we have these islands now that no one can ever, occupy, so that raid bases always have some flat land they can spawn on.
The same thing does apply to monuments as well, just in case that needs to be said. If you see a camper out in the world, it's going to go away.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was just gonna say, I literally had to end kill a vehicle the other night because it was sitting on a monument, folks. Like, it's one thing blocking raids; it's another thing of blocking monument content. It's not good.
Cool. All right. Moving on. Props on video evidence. While it is still the minority of tickets, it is definitely on an uptick. We deeply appreciate it, and those who have provided video. Hold on. Sorry, there was about to be one less dog on the planet. Anyway, we deeply appreciate it. Those who have provided video to us can vouch. We 100% get you fixed up when you provide us with that video evidence. And I think a lot of you underestimate just how much I mean by that. You can literally come at me with anything. And now you have to understand, obviously, if it was just your own stupidity, that's not our job to fix. But, anything. I mean, anything in the world. Hey, I had 5 billion high qual and rockets in my backpack. I typed /home. I went to my base. And when I opened my backpack, I had nothing. It was all wiped for no reason. I would literally spawn you the 5 billion high qual and rockets. Like, that's how we will put you back 100%. All you need to do is get us a video. Now, the second half of that topic, I know we cover this every server meeting, and I'm sure you guys are sick of hearing it. The biggest excuse we get is, oh, my system can't handle that. Wrong. Period. Wrong. If your computer can play Rust, your computer can run Shadowplay or the equivalent. I'm sure somebody will link all that stuff here in the channel. That's period. Like, I run Rust on a laptop. Not normally, but I do have a laptop. That way, if I'm not home and the server's shit to bed. I've run Rust on that laptop with Shadowplay installed with like 16 gigs of RAM to where Rust can barely even, do anything. And Shadowplay does not change that performance whatsoever. All the software we're talking about is free. Bozzy, you're saying Shadowplay was laggy for you. I'm telling you, I ran it on a 16 gigabyte laptop with Rust, and it was perfectly fine. Maybe turn down how far back it's recording, Bozzy. Anyway, for those that don't know, you can set a time limit in there. I think I have mine set to 2 minutes on my big computer, and it's only set to like 30 seconds on my laptop. And all that means is, it's just think of it like your DVR on your TV. If you pause, you can rewind, whatever. Does that mean your TV is constantly saving every TV show you watch all day? No. It just means that it's kind of just reusing, that memory. And when you hit that hotkey, it clips it into a file. And that's what these softwares do. Because I always get people, we have had people even as recently as this week get a real smart ass with us in a ticket, like, oh, you expect me to just record all my gameplay? Like, no, you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. You don't have to record it. You have a hotkey, and when you press that hotkey, it saves X seconds of video, whatever you put in your, in your config. X seconds of video backwards. It is the best thing in the world. I used to use it to, I have a lot of gaming videos that I've made from my Battlefield days. And that's how I used to do it. I'd be playing on real servers. I'm like, oh, dude, that was a fun fight. Bam, I hit my hotkey. Now I got a clip of that fight. I can go back later and, edit it and add it to my video. So just please download this shit, you guys. I'm telling you, it is the world of difference. Wookie, in the staff meeting we just had a minute ago, we were talking about some stuff, and come to find out, Wookie was using Shadowplay to log a specific topic that we were just discussing in the admin meeting every single time it happened. And it was something admins do, by the way, not players. so that if I ever questioned his integrity about it, he could prove to me what he was doing. Like, he was even using it just for that. I mean, like, it's so useful. So I'm telling you right now, giving you my word, and understand the disclaimer here, if it's something that we would normally support. Obviously, you know, if you go to oil rig and you get your ass kicked, that's not our problem. That's not what we're here for. But if it's something that we support, and you have me shadow play video of it, I got you. I don't give a shit. If I have to drive to your house and hand deliver the shit to you, I got you. We will take care of you, I promise. So that's that. Just get it. You're hurting yourself by not having that stuff.
Just want to add really quickly here, T. So I know a lot of people that do have video that they're like, I don't know where to put it. YouTube is a great place. Also, if everybody's wasn't aware of this, if you right click on your video in Windows, assuming you're using Windows, which everybody should be anyways, and you go to open with photos, there's a clipping feature. So you could take your 5 minutes of video and clip it down to like the 15 seconds, whatever you need it to be. So just FYI on that. Also, too, if you, and not, he's going to give me crap, but if you do have video of you getting your butt kicked on an oil rig, we do take that too. It's sometimes funny to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can also upload to Google Drive. If you
Yeah, you can put it on Google Drive, Dropbox. You can put it as an unlisted video on YouTube, you know, where you just by the link, people can see it. You can do anything. And like Wookie said, you can just right click it and open with Windows, whatever, to trim the video down if you need to trim it. It's not that difficult. Anybody in this channel right now that's done this recently, and I'm telling you, it's on an uptick. It's definitely on an uptick. That's why I've got this note in the meeting notes here, is because you guys have been impressing us lately. There's been a lot of people, and the ticket opens and we all roll our eyes like, oh, here we go. And all of a sudden they're like, and I do have video. And we're like, oh my God, yes. And anybody in this channel can vouch. If they've put a video in, we always take care of them. Period. We always take care of them. Again, you know, if it's an actual thing that we support.
I've literally spawned in randomized scientist loot for people who had rigs stolen from them when we weren't fast enough to go and handle the dispute live.
Yeah,
because they had video evidence.
We've done all. Spawned in like lock crates for somebody. You know, somebody ran up and hit their lock crate that they just got done killing all the scientists for. Cool. Come on over here to this empty patch of land real quick. I'm going to spawn you another locked crate. I mean, we do all that. All you have to do is get us a video. And real quick, I know I'm rambling on this, but why do we require that? Because I'm a firm believer in fair treatment. Again, I say this in half the meetings too. From the biggest clash with me, butt heads with me, argue with me player that I probably don't get along with, all the way up to like my all-time favorite player. Fair treatment for all. I'm just glancing at my channel here and that I can see the top names. Nessus and Rocket Rebel. They've been around for like fucking half a decade and love both of them dearly. If either one of them had an issue, and then the most hated, if we let Beefy back on the server after being banned all these years, and if Beefy had the same issue, I would have to have the same response for all three of those players. Period. Has to be the exact same response and same treatment. So the problem is this. Rocket, I'm going to use you as an example because you're at the top of my list there in the audience. Rocket comes to me, blah, 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 this happened. I killed all the scientists. This guy rushed up and took the lock crate right as I was trying to go hit it. Do you have a video? No, I don't. I can't help you, man. There's no logs for that. There's nothing I can do. And then Rocket's like, bro, I've known you for 5 years now, dude. We've played other games together. We're cool. Come on, man. I ain't going to lie to you. Doesn't matter, dude. I cannot just take your word for that shit. And the reason being is that's not fair. So we can't take your word for it. We have to have some kind of proof. And it's not because we're lazy and we don't want to go look through log. Rust doesn't log shit. If I showed you guys a server log, it is, you know what? Next time Aleahnah has a topic, which she does have one about 3 more down, I'm gonna tab over and pull a server log and post it to this channel. I just need to make sure it doesn't have IP addresses in it first. That's why I'm not doing it live. I'll post a server log, a live server log for you guys to see just how stupid Facepunch's server logs are. They don't tell you shit. They don't tell you anything. So that's why we require video. Moving on. Kind of beat that one into the ground. Heli and Bradley loot locking plugin and why it is the way it is. I think this note was because I saw people arguing or bitching about it in chat. Newer players that didn't understand. A long time ago, we had nothing like that. Players would constantly fight and camp the Bradleys and blah, blah, blah. So then we paid someone to develop a loot locking plugin for us, a custom one. And it was done. And then that was based on whoever did the most damage. Or no, whoever got the kill, it got locked to, was the first way it went. The problem with that is Rust determines the quote unquote kill as the last shot. Like literally, you could do 999 damage to a Bradley, and someone could walk up to it with a fucking Ioka and hit it one time, and they got the kill. So it would lock to them. So then we were like, well, that's bullshit. Let's make it to whoever does the most damage. So we paid our developer to change it to that. So then the problem was this. So let's say Tactical Toast, and again, I'm just picking names as I see them scroll by. Tactical Toast here, did 400 damage to, or 450 damage to a Bradley, 1,000 hit point Bradley, and nailed his ass, and he died. Like, fucking A, I gotta get back to my corpse and get back to that Bradley. So he does this thing, he's trying to get back, and someone else comes along and like, cool, Bradley, oh, it's half dead already. Bam, bam, they hit it, they did 550, which is now the majority of the damage, and now they got the Bradley, and Tac is fucked. We thought that was kind of unfair too. So then we paid our developer a little more to change it so that you at least had a chance to finish what you started. And what I mean by that is, instead of it just being the majority of the damage, now we changed it to where once you broke a threshold of damage, and that's a setting in the config that I can set up. Once you break a threshold of damage, the Bradley locks to you for a little while, so no one else can damage it. For Helis too, by the way. So no one else can damage it. So that way you have a chance to finish what you started. Like same example, if Hanners did 400 damage to a Bradley and then died, someone else runs up like, cool, I can finish this Bradley now and get the loot. No, let him finish what he started. Give him a couple minutes to get back there and try to finish what he started. And then after that 10 minutes expires, the Bradley will unlock and go back to being public again. And it announces it in chat when it happens too. So again, I'm sorry, Hanners, my bad. I've never met you or spoke to you, so I didn't know. Anyway, that's the point, though. The point is to let these people just, let them try to finish what they started. It's all in fairness. That's the whole reason. The people I saw talking about this that made me write this note, they were like mad about it and thought it was the dumbest system in the world. I'm like, do you realize how much we've gone through and how far this has come over the years of trying to get things to be fair for people? So, you know what? High tier, I actually agree with that. Can one of the admins put that in my to-do list to ask our developer if that can be a possibility? A command to voluntarily, you know the word, unlock the Heli or Bradley. Let's say you're fighting the Heli and you just can't, I can't do this shit, fuck it. That would be cool, actually. That would be cool. So yeah, I do like that idea. All right, moving on. Anyway, I just wanted to explain why it is the way it is and how it's evolved over the years. Yeah, for raids too, actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Luckily, our in-house developer, just happens to be the person that invented the raids. So, kill two birds with one stone there, right? Moving on here. If you feel the admin team are just some, quote, you could tell somebody said something that pissed me off. This is in quotes here. If you feel the admin team are just some, quote, go forth and do T's bidding, army of minions, you are so incredibly mistaken, and honestly, you should go play Rust somewhere else. Yeah, I don't remember what it was at the time. Somebody made some kind of comment somewhere to somebody else, and then that person told me what that person had said, through the grapevine gossip. And basically the gist of it was that, like, it doesn't matter anyway. The admins are all just T's mouthpiece. They just do whatever T tells them to do, and they just basically like toe my line or whatever, like, I should I just stop and let the admin team speak up now for themselves on this one? I mean, like, I don't even know what to say to that.
Are we loud?
Yeah. Sir, can I have permission? Like,
I don't mind saying I don't think anybody butts heads more than T and I do. We're polar opposite types of people. I pretty candid with him when I disagree with certain things and how things should be set up. And the thing about it is, at the end of the day, there's going to always be some modicum of that. And the reason why is it's his server. So we're all operating within the box he sets. That said, though, it's such a democratic opportunity for our players and admins alike that there are often times where we have things implemented that he doesn't agree with. And that pendulum swings both ways. There are a lot of times that T has things implemented that I don't agree with, and I'm outvoted, and that's just the way it is. At the end of the day, like I said, it's his server. But to say that I am just going to blindly do whatever, I may communicate to you back what he has said or what his feelings are on it. But that's not necessarily saying that's my feelings on it, and that's also not necessarily saying that my feelings are going to impact any kind of change at all. Everybody gets to feel how they want to feel about that kind of stuff. But we're not like mindless drones. We express quite a bit of opinions, too many opinions, to the point that sometimes we all want to just like stab each other. So that's just how it is here.
Any other admin want to speak on that? Because that honestly really hurt my feelings, that statement. I was like, really?
Yeah, I actually want to add to that. So T's whole thing about me shadow playing something, that was literally the conversation, not just 3 nights ago, where it was something that T brought up, and I was actively opposed against it to the point that I was kind of hemming and hawing over what I was doing, and you know what? He heard us out. We had a conversation in our staff meeting today, and we all came to a consensus. Right? Like it's not a T dictatorship, but in some instances, yeah, like it's T's IP. It's his intellectual property, right? So he is going to sometimes put his foot down and say no. But I can tell you this right now. He's been fairly open to hearing feedback from us, from what we get from the community, and make the changes making the changes we're looking at. In fact, I'm hoping one of the changes that I've been talking about recently, that I put some hours into over the past couple of days to hopefully make happen on this force wipe happens. And if it does, that's because I'm hearing it from the community, and it's not just T's way.
Yeah, actually, I was going to bring the same example of we just in our we have a staff meeting for the hour before this meeting, and I brought up one of my notes in the staff meeting was you guys are not allowed to do X Y Z. It's always been that way, and that's how I want it to be. I know some of you may not like that, but it's my server, and that's the rule I want to have for my staff. And what did they say to me? They're like, well, and of course I do what I always do. I was like, anybody have something to say back about that? You guys want to throw it back at me or talk about it? Let's do it. And they did, and they all opposed what I said. And then what did I do? I said, okay, you know what? You guys are right. Then let's reverse that rule. You guys can now do it. So literally, it's they're not my mouthpieces. They're actually quite the opposite. I honestly get along better with the ones who do mouth off and speak up, because like my epiphany at the beginning of this meeting. This is not my server. This is y'all's server, and I need people to counter my opinions, because I'm far from perfect. That's for damn sure. So I need people to butt heads with me and give me opposing ideas. And like what you just said, the perfect example was in our staff meeting. I told them this, and they said they didn't like that rule, and now that rule has been abolished and flipped upside down and the opposite. So they get their way more often than I get my way. We'll just say that. So whoever, I don't even remember who said that comment that pissed me off, but just please don't this is degrading to the team to treat them like they're my minions and they have to do my bidding. Like, they don't have to do shit. And trust me, they make me very well aware of that all the time. Especially this Aleahnah chick, man, she is brutal. Okay, moving on. Refresher on custom build spots. Why we do this, what the rule is, and if there is not a sign, it is not a custom build spot. So be sure to look around in case there are more than one entrance. The signs are very entity heavy. So yeah, just a refresher real quick. Custom build spots. If you build in one, you cannot build a base anywhere else on that map. You can have little 1x1s, with a TC and or a sleeping bag if you'd like. And because people like to use those for /home TP spots, as we call them. So we do allow those. That does not mean you can't have anything else. You can't build a 1x1 to daisy chain water pumps down to the shore. You can't build a 1x2 or a 2x2 to store a horse in or something. No. If you take a custom build spot, you cannot have any other base. What in the hell did Bozzy do? Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's not do that in here. Anyway, I don't even think that would do that, but that's pretty funny. Anyway, custom build spots, you can't build anywhere else. The big giant sign. All right, damn it. Got to pause the meeting now to stop this. Sorry. Anyway, the big giant signs that we put outside the custom build spots, they're 300 entities. So if you guys know me with my entities, if I'm gonna waste that many entities on something, it's pretty important. And the reason it's so important, and the reason I'm wasting those entities, is because if that sign is there, there is no excuse. You cannot say you didn't know the rule. You cannot say you didn't know any better. There's just no excuse. And our stance is, if you build in a custom build spot and you build anywhere else, we nuke your shit. The other shit, not your custom build spot. I've seen times where someone built in a custom build spot, they put like a TC and a bunch of foundations, and they didn't even make it into a base like they're supposed to. But then they built like an actual base somewhere else. Well, the rule is we don't nuke the custom build spot. We actually nuke the other stuff you build. So be real careful doing that. I've had to nuke people's stuff that actually had their loot in it because I guess they thought they were just going to claim the custom build spot and then build somewhere else. So yeah, read the signs, please. It's not that hard to read. And again, I know people are like, why is it so restrictive? Why is it? Because we got sick and tired of people fighting over the custom build spots. So now the big drawback is, if you want one so badly, you're going to have to deal with the consequences if that's your only base. So the entire thing is based around the fact that we wanted to have at least a negative aspect to the custom build spots so people quit fighting over them so much. All right, moving on. All these people that keep posting ideas and suggestions and comments, just save them for the Q&A at the end because I can't keep up with this stuff and it keeps distracting me. And I'm old. It's hard to keep my focus. All right, I got to read this note real quick. All right, I got to read this meeting note real fast to myself because it starts off in all caps and that scares me. Let me see. Oh. Nodes. Of course it's about nodes. I'm just going to read my note, and that's going to be the end of that. I'll just have to do a seminar. I think I actually put an FAQ on our website about this now. The note says, holy shit. For the love of God, open the fucking map editor and teach these people how nodes and maps actually work. My fucking God. So yeah, that's the note I had written down. But we'll get into that another time. Like I said, I posted an FAQ about that. And I think we pretty much squashed it the other day when I took a screenshot of a vanilla map. And I think, what did it have, admins? I think it was like, what, 250 nodes or something like that? Or maybe
like 300 markish, yeah.
Like 300, you think?
It was 325.
Okay, so a vanilla map has about 325 nodes. And then right next to it, I put, you guys know we have a threshold, right? Like we specifically tweak our maps until we hit a certain node amount on every single map. And that node amount on our maps is 1,000. So our maps right off the bat have triple or quadruple the node counts of a vanilla map.
So like it's server with enchantments.
Yep, it's literally part of our map checklist that we have to go through. Matter of fact, I had to tweak them just twice in the last day and a half on the current map just to get them up above that 1,000 threshold. So if you're bitching about nodes, you've obviously never played on a vanilla server. Moving on, Aleahnah, this is yours. I can stretch my legs.
It is. Well, you guys are probably tired of hearing this, but I'm going to go through it anyway because we had a few rough PvP days last month. So when it comes to hackusations and drama about cheats, so first of all, there's two ways to report players. First is F7. That goes directly to Facepunch, and that's typically where you'd want to send any reports. I mean, if you think someone's cheating, just F7 them. I mean, what's the worst it could do? It takes 2 seconds of your time and it could potentially get them banned if you are absolutely confident that they're cheating. A lot of times, people will report things to us and be like, "There's no way, there's no way," and I wanted to kind of clear up some misconception. When we get reports about cheating, we do take the time to investigate. The problem is that it's something that's a bit hard, and the thing about it is like Rust has a prevalent cheating problem. There's no denying that. Everybody knows it. If you've ever played on a PvP server, you definitely played against cheaters. Fortunately, we tend to get less cheaters as a PvE server because why would they want to come here? They can't do much with their cheats anyway. The problem with cheating and catching cheating and all of that good stuff, if it was so easy, it wouldn't be as a problem as it is. EAC can't even catch cheaters sometimes. I know, oh, there's Komomo and he's catching all these cheaters all the time, blah, blah, blah. Like, obvious cheaters are easy to catch. If you see someone in the air and you put a ticket in and we pick it up and we see them flying around, you bet your ass they're going to get banned. We have banned people who are fly hacking. We have banned people who are spin hacking. We have banned people who are walking on water, spider climbing, blah, 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 blah. We will ban people who clearly are fucking cheating. The problem is that there's also things like scripts and cheating thresholds and things like that that are a little bit harder to detect. I personally have logged. I think at the time that I was responding to somebody at the time, I think I've said I've probably logged over a day of watching cheaters. That's true. I went through my Rust videos recently, and there's a player that I literally have 8 hours of footage of him on my computer in his spectate and trying to watch him because I was so confident that he was cheating that I wanted to catch him. Um, but there's a fine line between being very, very good and using scripts, and it's not something that is typically easy to see. I understand that on PvP servers, they've got all these different things set up to try to help catch all that stuff. You know, instead of running plugins like that, we're running plugins for PvE because we're a PvE server. So I just wanted to assure anyone, you know, the way that we look at cheats and things like that is a lot different than a PvP server because we're not a PvP server, but it's not like it's going idle. You know, we do take time to investigate. More often than not, there's a valid reason that we can find that means that we cannot definitively say this person is cheating. More often than not, you know, they say, oh, there's no way he could have seen me, but we go and check and spectate and you're backlit by the moon, or they've got a spotter in a tower and, you know, their friends could be in comms with them and they're telling them where you are, or, you know, they're head glitching you and so you can't shoot them, but they can shoot you. Rust isn't a perfect game, but please don't gang up on the admin team like we're just letting people, you know, fly in the sky on our server. You know, we're super active and we'll take action when we have irrefutable proof that someone's cheating. But we're not going to just ban somebody because of an anecdote like, you know, oh, well, there's no way he could have seen me. Like, we're not going to act on that. That would be extremely unfair, and it would also be unfair to the people who are just very good at the game, of which we actually have plenty. A lot of people think that PvE means that we're just going to have a bunch of softies who don't know how to actually PvP. That is not the case. There's plenty of people on this server who are really, really, really good at the at PvP. So just understand, it's not that we're complacent. It's that it's not something that our server is equipped or capable or set up to do on a fine tuning level. And if it is not fine tuning, then absolutely we'll take action. Your best bet, always submit to F7, and you know, maybe EAC will catch them. I know that they're not always fantastic, but if EAC can't do it, you are a bit misplaced thinking that we're going to be able to identify it any better. Past, you know, like I said, subtle things that maybe they're just a little bit too good. That's not up to us to make that decision. So I
Also,
just wanted to kind of speak to that.
don't assume that just because you don't see that we've done something, that doesn't mean we didn't do something.
Correct.
That's a huge point to make because
We always take the time to look into it. It's just more often than not, there's no actionable item that comes from it, or there's no actionable item that you see.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like there's been very recent drama over that kind of stuff that we did do something and we just don't tell you. It's none of your business what actions we take. You know, like you don't. You know, it's just yeah. Just because you don't know that we did something doesn't mean we didn't do anything. I so wanted to just scream that one out on the recent one. It's just like you just have no idea what we did. Anyway, so we do something about it. Real quick,
If I can circle the cheating thing
yeah,
back
go ahead.
to shadow play.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually did a ticket. Someone thought that another player was cheating during PvP. They had a recording. Um, so I slowed it down 1/10 speed and sent him a screenshot of the person behind them. So that can work both ways.
Yep. I can tell you right now that every PvP day we are spectating, and I mean hardcore spectating. Like, you know, you actually can go inside you, giggity, and oh, I wish that worked in this channel. It doesn't. That sucks.
I was looking for it.
I literally was too. Anyway, like I mean, we literally can go like up inside. Like I can't even say it with a straight face now, but we the whole fucking channel. Anyway, we can see it from your perspective. Like we can see how you look down your sites. We can see what you see, type thing. We do that. We do that all the time, and it's honestly it's annoying as fuck. Like we just want to relax. Can we have one day to relax? But we investigate every cheating report that comes in, and now I have to get up inside like 30 people in this channel. Jesus Christ. While she was talking, I did what I said I was going to do and take you a quick clip of a server log. I'm sorry, it's not a ton of log. I want to make sure I didn't get anybody's IP address in there. But so this is what a server log looks like. I'm going to put it in the chat channel here. That's a Rust server log. Hey admin, blah 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 happened. Can't you just check the logs? I don't need to have proof. Yeah, that tells me a lot. And the funny thing is, all the stuff it does tell me is from like plugins of ours that have purposely been coded to like give feedback. You know, Corpse Teleport, that's one of our plugins. Raid Bases, that's a plugin. Tebex, that's a plugin. So honestly, the Rust itself doesn't log a fucking thing. So there you go. All right, moving on. Arguing over nodes. What can be done? Record and open a ticket, or better yet, go a different direction. In all caps. Yeah, we had actually people arguing over nodes. Like, so-and-so is hitting the node I was going to hit. Like, I kid you not. Like, one person's going for a stone node and the other person's coming from the other direction going for a stone node. And, like, a fight ensues. And, like, they put a ticket in and complain. We even had an F7 report for that, which doesn't make any sense to me. It goes to face punch. But, like, yeah, if you see someone else already mining a node, just fucking walk the other way. If someone comes up and mines the node you were getting ready to mine, just walk the other way. My God, we are adults here. Please, we don't want to be babysitters. So, yeah. If someone is stealing your nodes, quote unquote, just go the other direction. Bushwookie, this is yours if you want to take it.
Yeah. Well, the last one was too, but
oh, was it? My bad, dude.
Yeah. Oh, good. Raid bases. Hey, folks. Like we I know T just put a whole bunch of work into fixing the raid bases and then being sunk into the ground. I first of all thank you, T, because I know that was a rush, panic, whoop, whoop, because of all the tickets we're getting. But folks, hey, if your raid base is buried in the ground, can you not raid it? Like, even if it takes you 10 seconds to run the circle around just to double check ahead of time, it saves you so much hassle, because what we've been getting trends of lately is we can clearly see a raid base buried in the ground if you look outside, and yet people are starting those raids and they're like 55 out of 113 items in, or whatever the number is, and then they're coming to us saying, hey, there's loot missing. It's as simple as opening the ticket. We'll come over and take a quick peek at it, and we'll give you the all clear, or we'll move some stuff. Sometimes we get turrets that are buried under the ground, and we move them up for you, or whatever else. The other thing, too, is when you open up a ticket for raid, like, keep it active for yourself, but don't just continue, like, trying to plow through the raid, right? We obviously need to take a look at it, because there's something that is actually wrong with the raid. We're definitely going to want to capture that, so...
By the way, I want to apologize to the people in the stream that have been trying to chat and stuff, and I haven't been paying attention. I had my other the admin Discord open up on my other screen, so I could still monitor DMs and stuff like that I get. So I'm sorry to the people I didn't say hi to, and all that good stuff. I will try to pay more attention here. I feel like an asshole now. All right. Moving on. Hey, look, we're on the last page of notes, and there's only a couple on it, so we're almost done already. This is gonna be a good meeting. Wookie, that was your note too. You want that one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Hey, other thing, building against someone's build priv. So the do's and don'ts, guys, and gals and whatever, we need to make sure that when you're building, like, if you're that concerned about your build location, think of like the area that you're in. Look at the map really quickly. If you're like central on the map around a lot of the content, chances are you're going to run into a challenge. If you're on the edge of the map, maybe not so much. Also, too, you have the right to put an external TC out. If you take your building planner and you go from your center core of your TC all the way out to where it says building zone protected and it disappears, you could put an external TC there. That is totally cool. But if you're built in the center of the map and someone's building up, if someone else builds up against you, like, a best suggestion that we admins will have is have a conversation with the individual. But we can't police that, because it's they're building within an area that they're allowed to build in. And if you're concerned that you want the most perfect location possible, maybe consider transferring servers. So.
All right. Moving on. So this is a big one here. Let me read this one and make sure I didn't say anything terribly rude. All right. Well, this kind of ties back into the topic I mentioned earlier, but so my note says, explain the logic or lack thereof in this statement. And this was a statement from someone else. And I'm not trying to call anybody's name. If the person's in this channel, that's why I'm not saying your name. If you guys know who said it, don't say their name. I'm not into shaming. I'm not a shaming type person. Says the guy who made a shame rank. Anyway, I'm not into shaming, so I'm not trying to call anyone out. I'm just trying to that was a really funny statement. God. Anyway, so if it is not possible, here's the statement that was made. If it is not possible for you to compensate someone if their heli was stolen while they're offline, then why is there a rule against stealing helis? If you have a rule which you are not capable of enforcing, it seems more like a suggestion or a request instead of a rule. Additionally, if you have suggestions and requests and rules in the same section when documenting them, then it often results in people having less respect for the rules. It may be beneficial to recommend distinguishing between what rules you can enforce and which ones you can't enforce, and separate them in documentation. So, first of all, who said we can't enforce it? But I mean, what was the example I used that night, Aleahnah, when we were all up in arms about this statement? I think it was like
I think I was here when you.
Oh, it was maybe it was Nola or somebody. It was okay. So my wife's got some decorative stuff on our front porch. It is against the law, rules. It is against the law for you to come onto my front porch and steal the shit off my front porch, right? Let's pretend I don't have cameras on my house. Let's pretend 3 o'clock in the morning, you and your buddies pull up and you steal all the shit off my front porch. I have no cameras, nobody saw you, no witnesses, no nothing. I just wake up the next morning and my shit's gone. So I guess Congress should change the theft laws now because the police are not able to enforce that one because, nobody saw who stole it. You get what I'm getting at with this? Like how stupid that logic is? The logic of this statement was, someone stole my heli while I was offline, and you can't enforce the rule of not stealing helis because you don't know who did it, so you should compensate me for that, or you should get rid of the rule because you can't enforce the rule. Well, how am I supposed to enforce the rule if I don't even, what am I, clairvoyant? I mean, the real question, I know it was Nola because he's the one that said this. The real question is, why was your heli not locked up in the first place? That's the real question. Anyway, the point being is, look, the rules are rules. Just because, we're not mind readers or we can't see into the future and figure out who did what, doesn't mean they're still not rules. You get what I'm saying? The player was arguing that basically, if we can't figure out who stole his heli while he was offline, then we should abolish the rule and compensate him because that's our fault, not his. No. Lock your shit up, get shadow play. If someone's breaking a rule, record it. But yeah, no. Just because it can be difficult to track down who did something wrong does not mean it's okay to break the rules. Yeah, offline is definitely the key word there. All right, so we got 2 last little topics left, and they're literally 1, 2, 3, 4 words.
Technically 3, but yeah.
Oh, 3. Yeah, you're right. My bad. Well, mine are only 4 words. Well, the notes are. It's gonna be a longer topic than that, but. And then I'm going to unleash Aleahnah on you guys. I'm going to flip-flop mine, though. Whoever's taking my timestamps, I'm doing that last note first, and then I'm going to do the second to the last one. So my last note just says, the second to the last one now, says Terminus. And this is going to be more like a discussion, I guess. Maybe you guys can bring it up during the Q&A. But I don't know what to do here. We're wasting a lot of processing power on something that's been averaging, 6 people lately and takes a shit ton of configuration time because I have to reconfigure a lot of plugins separately for Terminus. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to shoot you all down, you Terminus players. I'm not trying to even threaten to shoot you all down because that is literally my favorite server, and it is actually the only way I will ever play. I know you guys are sick of me saying that phrase. It is the only way I will ever play Rust again. These Terminus people in this channel right now probably vouch for that statement. Once you try it, it just ruins regular Rust for you. You can never go back. So literally, if I got rid of the Terminus server, I would never be able to play Rust again. So I just don't know what to do, y'all. It's well, you have to try it for more than a couple hours though. It takes some time to get used to it. I don't know what to do with it though. There's only been, I've woken up on some mornings and it's empty. It's taken up room. We run 2 servers per box, so it's taken up a half of a box by itself, and it's taken up a ton of configuration time for me because, like I said, we have to reconfigure a lot of our plugins separately for Terminus, and it's a royal pain. I don't know. I guess maybe bring it up in the Q&A. Maybe we can have a discussion about it. I don't know what you guys want me to do. I am definitely not threatening or trying to threaten like yanking the rug out from under you all. But at the same time, it comes a point, if you and your spouse have been sleeping in separate bedrooms for, 5 years and not speaking to each other, comes a point when you might want to start talking to a lawyer. So at some point, we're going to have a discussion here about Terminus. Again, my favorite server. I love it. I'm not trying to yank it out from under you guys. But I just don't know what to do from here on out. I mean, we can make it into a outbreak infection clone, just so we have another place for people to go to spread the population out. Could try something weird. You could try a full PvP server, but like our maps and our plugins, obviously minus some plugins, because basically, okay, picture our normal servers like Outbreak, how it is on PvP day. So whatever plugins are not there or are there on PvP day, picture that. We could do that. I don't know. There's all, or we could do a soft core version of that, where again it's like PvP day on the other servers, but soft core. I don't know if you guys know what the soft core game mode is. No, it doesn't mean you run around in your underwear. It means I think half your inventory spawns at the outpost or some shit like that. Of course, I don't know how that would work if we don't have an outpost, but I don't know. You guys think about it. I'm as long as it doesn't take me to do a lot of configuring, which is why I said, just like the outbreak server or infection server, as long as it doesn't take me, customizations and configuring, I'm open to ideas. Or we could just make it a third server. When I say third, I mean because Utopia doesn't have PvP day. We can make it a third infection outbreak type server. So I don't know. It's up to you guys. Just think, or we could do something like that. Maybe I find a plug or run a plugin that makes the monuments PvP. Yeah, whatever. You guys start brainstorming that. No offense to all the other people that are giving good suggestions in this channel, but the most weight in this argument is actually going to go to the loyal Terminus players. I don't want to rip the rug out from under them, and if we do end up having to rip the rug out from under them, I at least want them to have a lot of say in where that rug goes, because they've been loyal. They've been playing there. They love it. I love it too. And again, and remember, this is all an if, by the way. I'm just bringing up the topic. Nothing's happening here. I'm just bringing up the topic. But if we did do something different, obviously anybody on Terminus, you would keep, your RP, any vet gold, any of that kind of shit like that. Or if we did something and you didn't like it, and you're like, nah, fuck this, I'll just go back to Utopia or Outbreak or something. I know we don't do reverse transfers, but in that situation, we absolutely would let you transfer to anywhere you want to go. Because we're not in the business of screwing people over. So, or we can find more people for Terminus and leave it like it is. That would be my favorite solution, but who knows? All right. Next topic for me is discuss the website revamp. I don't know if any of you have even looked yet. I've been killing myself on the website revamp lately, and the reason I say killing myself is because I don't know how to do this shit. I'm literally teaching myself as I go. I hope you like it. My ultimate goal is to get everything ported over to the website now, and in greater detail too. So what used to be a channel in this Discord will now be an entire page over there full of information that you don't have to go navigating through 5 billion, what are these things called? Channels. So that's what I'm working on here. If you haven't noticed, the main Discord has shrunk drastically. For those watching my stream right now, yes, I know my Discord hasn't shrunk because I have a ton of extra channels, but the main Discord has shrunk drastically. And that's my goal, is to really just have the main things you have to have in this Discord. You know, the rules, the server, you know, IPs or whatever, you know, stuff like that. All the fluff I'm trying to get rid of. If you notice, I got the wiki. There's only a couple things left I have to port over from the wiki. And I'm going to add more stuff too now, by the way. It's not just the port of Discord. I'm trying to get everything I can put over there. I explained earlier in general why I make people like register on, or not register, but like log in through Steam and stuff on the server for specific sections of the site. Some of the more detailed sections. You guys know how protective I am over my hard work I've done here. If I'm going to give that much information out, you know, like every detail of how, you know, how enchanting is working on our server, how skills are set up on our server. If I'm going to give that much information out, I'm going to make you jump through a few hoops and some red tape to get to it. There's a lot of people out there that keep trying to steal what we do here. There's actually an active group doing that right now. A fuck ton of them got banned last night. Anyway, the point being is, I really, really treasure what I've built here. I've worked really hard on this. I've sacrificed, my health, my physicality, my marriage, my finances, my life. Everything in the last 4.5 years. And I've enjoyed every bit of it. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, if I'm going to put that much work into something, I'm going to be extremely protective over it. So that's why I'm making you go through some red tape for some of the sections on our website. It's just, you know, you guys know me. I don't like to give out all my information on how I do things here. But I want you guys to have access to that information. Yes, I know that's not a brick wall. People can still get around and find what they want to find, whatever. But at least it's one more hoop they got to jump through. And the reason I make you do that is, at least then when I want to ban you from it, I know who you are as far as, you know, the website versus Discord versus the game. Anyway, I hope you guys are liking the revamp. I'm really trying to give you all the data you want. If you guys ever have, by the way, any suggestions, you want more stuff put in the FAQ, I think Rocket Rebel threw one in chat earlier, and I already put it on the website. If you have any suggestions for like FAQs, if you have suggestions like, hey, I'd love a write-up of this. I was even brainstorming some stuff, man. Maybe eventually I'm going to turn the front page around. It's not going to be what it is right now. The page you see right now on the front page, and for those who don't know, our website is zombieland.io. But the front page is actually going to, that's going to become an About Us page, technically. Right now it's just there because it needs to be somewhere. What I'll do then is I'm going to switch the front page almost to like a blog format where I can start putting our announcements and stuff there too. I'll still put them in Discord because a lot of you just want to use Discord. But I was thinking we could even get people, if some people want to come on as contributors, man. Like, you know, it's WordPress driven, so I could assign you as a contributor. Maybe some people want to come on and start having, maybe we get somebody that's really good at building raid bases or something. They could come on. Well, then Dirty Potions, I might need to talk to you later. Maybe somebody wants to come on as like a raiding expert, and I could put you on as a contributor. Maybe you make little tutorials on how to raid, and you could start, blog posting some of those in your own little category. Maybe we have somebody that wants to, come on with different demos of how to do stuff in Rust, and we could do all kinds of shit like that. I'm all for, allowing some of you people to contribute to the content on the site like that. So just keep that in mind, man. We could do all kinds of little tutorials. I might start doing like electrical tutorials in Rust, maybe post those up there, but. So eventually that's how it's going to be. We'll have categories, and the front page will be like a blog type section where we can post all those kind of things. And then the rest of the page is just information for you guys. So hope you're enjoying it so far, then. I hope you like the look of it. Anybody like my font? Anybody like the font? I like the font.
I like the font.
All right. Okay, I know that was supposed to be my last note. Whoever's doing the timestamps here, you're going to have to put one more timestamp here. I got one last thing to discuss, because I'm going to bring this up in every meeting. Anybody have any thoughts? And I know it's kind of an open-ended question since you guys can't talk right now back to me. Anybody have any thoughts on periodic RP wiping? Could be annual, could be biannual, could be quarterly, could be monthly. Could be like force wipe to force wipe. I'm going to bring this topic up every single server meeting for the rest of Zombieland's existence. Let me explain to you why. So, obviously, when I first made the server, I had no clue it was going to last this long. I really thought, I honestly didn't think I'd get players. And then when I did, I was like, whatever, they'll get sick of this, and after a couple months, this will all be gone. Here we are, almost half a decade later. The reason things are so expensive right now And yeah, that's what everybody always focuses on the bad. They don't focus on the good. So pay real close attention here. The bad is, yeah, that sucks. Like Mntjuice alone is going to murder me if this ever happens. Like that dude's got to have 30 million RP right now.
I know where you live.
I know you do. That's the scary part. And he's 1 foot out the door anyway, so he's got nothing to lose. Anyway, the point being is this. Again, yes, there's bad to it, but the good is this. So RP has caused us massive inflation. The fact that it never wipes. Yeah, Nessus does too. You're right. And when I mean massive inflation, when I mean massive inflation, Nessus would be a perfect example. He's been around long enough to tell you, like back in the old days, man, like 100 RP was huge. 100. Like, if some player found a major exploit and we're like, dude, let me give you some RP. Here's 100 RP. They're like, holy fuck, 100 RP? Are you kidding me? Like, that was a huge amount of RP back then. Nowadays, if I gave you like 1,000 RP, you'd be like, really, T? That's all you got for me? The inflation is through the fucking... Yeah, Arctic will tell you too. The inflation is through the fucking roof. Tack, you're not letting me finish my point, though. My point is going to negate what you just said. The inflation is through the fucking roof. And with the inflation going through the roof, we had to sit there and buff up the RP earnings for everything. And it's just a big snowball. We buff up the RP earnings because we had to buff up the prices. And then buffing up the RP earnings means the people that it never wipes for, they slowly start building it up. And I'm talking about, I'm not talking about just the top 1% like everybody always assumes I'm talking about everybody. Anybody who's played more than a couple force wipes has tons of RP. You can earn hundreds of thousands of RP in a wipe. So we bump up the prices of things and the cost of everything because of that. And then we have to bump up the earnings, though, because now that we bumped up the prices, all the new players are like, well, fuck, how am I supposed to get 50,000 RP? I can't earn shit. And then we bump up the earnings. But then we bump up the earnings, and that made everybody have tons more RP. And then we bump up the prices again, and it just snowballed out of control. We keep having to bump both sides of that equation up. It would be really nice to just dial it all back down, and that would allow me to drastically reduce the prices of things. And on top of that, so you're thinking to yourself right now, you're like, okay, cool. You drastically reduce the prices, but you're also going to be reducing how much we earn for everything we do. So it really is no different. Yes, it is different. And let me explain to you how. It's different because with it wiping and having a tentative time that it wipes, it allows us to also open up more avenues for RP. It allows us to add a lot more things that you can sell to /S to get RP. The reason it's so limited is we don't want people amassing billions of RP. It allows us to literally just totally change and implement it in so many more places that it's just being blocked from being used or being earned. It allows us to add it to more actions you do in game. It allows us to add it to more quests. It allows us to add it to more everything. NPCs, and it opens up the avenue for tons of things that we don't do right now because you guys already have such a shit ton of RP that never wipes that we limit all the different things that are involved with RP, if that makes sense. It just allows us to open up the doors to so many more things, knowing that there is an end game for RP. Yeah, that's another thing. The enchantments are crazy expensive. That's what I'm saying. There's just so many more things we can do with it if we knew that there was a date that it wiped. Again, it could be a year, it could be 6 months, it could be a quarterly thing, it could be a force wipe to force wipe thing. I will say that the longer the period is, the less things that opens up for us too. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to just bring this up at every single server meeting, and we'll see where it goes. Didn't say I'm doing it, I just said I'm bringing up the topic. So anyway, that is the last topic I have. Aleahnah, do you want to hit your final one? And whoever's doing the timestamps, you can mark this one as quests.
All right. So I would say with 99% confidence that we're going to have some big updates on quests for Force Wipe. The 1% is because I have been working on quests for about, I don't know, my entire day and also about half of yesterday. The website's very finicky. There's a lot of limitations. We're currently testing the ones that we've implemented to make sure that there's no hangups. And yeah, good news is we're working very hard to try to make this for Force Wipe. Here are just kind of a high level of the change log, and we'll have a more specific change log for you guys, but I at least want to share with you what we have. So, first things first. I am going to be reordering the quest a little bit. I know it's going to be irritating as hell when you guys first get in. Certain categories have been shifted down because I feel like they're not being used very often. Like, for example, fishing has been moved way down, so you don't have to navigate through fishing to get to the ones that are more predominantly used. Um, so it'll take a little bit of getting used to, but you get there. The main reason for this is that we have added the enchanting to quests. There's now 53 quests that give enchantments, so that's a big win. We have 17 new quests, a couple of ones for killing, a couple of ones for looting, which would be for like if you're going to go road running, a couple of ones for enchantments. My personal favorite is What's in the Box, which is to get basically a random enchantment on a random item. It's just kind of like a little mystery box that you can do every wipe. It's only for crafting 100 medical syringes, which most of us are going to do anyway. We've got some new gathering ones, animal fat, a new larger wood one that gives some charcoal back, because I know a lot of people have been needing charcoal since the electric furnaces came out. We've got some new fishing quests, which I haven't tested yet, so fingers crossed those actually get through, because the fishing has always been hit and miss. Um, so that is one part. The inverse of that is that we have some balancing changes. The overall thought on balancing is not to hard nerf anything. It's more so because we're now adding enchantments. Certain things we've brought the XP up on, certain things we've required a little bit more. For example, the sulfur one used to require you to hit 7 sulfur nodes to complete, now it's 10. So it's nothing major, nothing that's too drastic for most of the balancing. The only real big drastic change is going to be surrounding Meep Meep. And this is something that I know is controversial. I know some people hate where it's at right now. I know some people like where it's at right now because it's now more in reach for them as a solo player. I know some people hated some of the other changes that we've made to it. So hopefully you guys will like this, and if not, try not to make us cry about it, because at the end of the day, it's like same thing we always say, which is not everything is for every single one. Here is the way that Meep Meep is going to work going forward. So Where's Waldo through Carmen works the exact same way. Waldo in green, Princess in yellow, Carmen in red. Um, Now for Meep Meep, because of the randomized spawns being such difficult things for people to work with, we are now going to have Meep Meep in a more consistent location, red monuments, which is great. But Meep Meep no longer just wants whatever Carmen has. No more finding glue and skipping to the end. No more running just 3 monuments and being done. No more of that. Instead, now what Meep Meep is going to ask for you is to complete a series of 7 different types of quests. And those kinds of quests are going to be what we feel are mid-tier accomplishments for various categories. So for example, there's one for killing hordes, there's one for gathering leather, there's one for um, gathering scrap, there's one for doing more raid bases in a medium tier, there's one for crafting grenades, there's one for gathering hemp, and then of course there's the Carmen quest as well. So each of those is now going to award a new item called zombie guts, and Meep Meep will ask you for 7 zombie guts in order to complete the transaction for the cake, which then you can take back home and turn back into home being town, turn back into zombots. So um, the ideology we came through, hopefully this will help explain, is none of these quests we felt were wipe long type quests. We aimed for something that would be, like I said, like mid high. So requires you to focus, requires you to go forward and do the thing, but it's going to take you a little bit of time. You need to be intentional if you want to complete Meep Meep now. You need to go forward and say, okay, I know that I need to complete these 7 quests to complete Meep Meep. So that's a thing. Um, when it comes to repeatability, no more of that. None of these quests are going to be repeatable, including Meep Meep or Carmen or Waldo. All of that has been taken away. On top of that, we've also reduced a little bit the reward from Carmen and from Meep Meep as far as sulfur goes. We've compensated for that by adding, in my opinion, the 2 best enchants, Vampiric and Uncanny Dodge. So it's a little bit of give, it's a little bit of take, and I hope you guys like where we settled. It's okay if you don't. Again, not everyone's going to agree, but hopefully this is a little bit more in reach and a little bit less mind numbing than literally roaming the map and wondering if Meep Meep is going to be in the ocean or on a tree or wherever. And if it's not for you, that's okay. We do have a couple other balancing changes I know you guys aren't going to love, but hear me out and understand that I'm coming at this from a balancing perspective and not a I want to be God on the server perspective. We have changed the raid based quests a little bit. We've taken the boom count down a little bit in the higher tier raids. It's not right that, I mean, look, expert raids are pretty decently profitable more often than not. And the amount of boom that was getting from them is pretty high. So that's been taken down just a smidge. And with nightmares, the refunding 100% of the RP thing has got to go away. The whole point of us bringing the cost up for nightmares in the first place was to make them make an RP sink. So we're reducing that by half. And I know again that that's probably not going to go over terribly well, but I just ask you to please look at it from our perspective, where we have people who have millions of RP. And, I don't feel like getting 25k RP, even for a casual player, is completely out of reach. So I do think that you guys will still be able to obtain that if you want to. But yeah, that's been changed for balancing reasons, and just to try to give more reason to get out and actually do things. Some of our quests, especially if you know the Zombieland meta, basically allow you to just go and do a handful of monuments and a couple of raids and be set for the entire wipe. So for that reason, we need to change it up a little bit, and I just ask you to please understand, looking at it from a top down, that it's a balancing change that needs to happen. So bear with us. Share your feedback, but don't be like, oh my god, you guys are complete idiots for doing this. This is our attempt to try to fix a power creep that really needs to be addressed, and please understand that from a top down level if you possibly can. When I'm a player too, I love a free nightmare, and it hurts to lose that for sure, especially because I don't earn RP from raids like you guys do. But that said, I also know how to sell resources. I know how to get a farm up so I can sell some cloth for some RP. There's ways around it, and it's still not very far out of reach. And again, with a casual player mindset in mind. I do think that this is accomplishable. Like I said, we'll continue testing. You can sell base resources for RP Bozzy. I do think that it'll take some testing on our end. It'll probably take a little bit of warm up for everybody to kind of get used to it. But these changes weren't made lightly. We put a lot of thought into them, and I hope you guys will love them, and that it will help with evening out the content, and making you want to go and do other things for enchants. Like, I don't know, maybe going into the tunnels and killing 100 tunnel dwellers now because nobody ever goes to the subways anymore. Those kinds of things. Um, we will have a full change log of everything, and we do actually have a spreadsheet that we share with our players about the quests. I don't know if T's going to want to integrate that to the sheet or not, but you can always just go look at Zombot and look at all the rewards once this goes live on Force Swipe. So hopefully that's okay. I always make T give the bad news. So I do really think overall it's good news. I mean, we've got new quests, we've got new rewards in new quests, we've got enchants on almost all of the big quests. I mean, like I said, 53 opportunities for enchanting. And these are not coming on items, they're coming as actual kits, which means that you can maybe save yourself a skill point here or there by not going into full recycling. And I just think that it's a good opportunity to kind of level a little bit of the power creep that has taken away people's want to play for a full wipe.
So, man, now you get to feel what I always feel like, because they are lighting you up in chat.
I feel pretty good about it. I mean, it's okay if you guys don't. Just don't tear me apart. Like, personally, I'm okay with you saying you don't like it. But yeah, I feel pretty good about it. I think it's pretty decent. And I'm sure you guys will let us know numbers wise and how it feels once it actually goes live. But for what it's worth, I'm literally hand doing every single quest right now on our test servers, actively as I'm talking, and having to go through the pains. And again, when I play, I'm no stranger to grinding. I play really really hard when I play. So the pains you guys feel, we feel when we're playing as players. And it's just about taking that step outside your own gameplay and realizing that this is something that's needed on a server level.
I'm just confused. So to everybody in the audience, Aleahnah's been on this project herself. Like, obviously, you know, she comes to me with what she's done, and like, you cool with this? Yeah, you cool with this? Yeah, you cool with this? Okay, cool. You know, and goes over it with me. But she did this whole thing herself. This is all her project. She's been killing herself over this for the last couple of days here, and trying to get it ready for tonight. And honestly, when she pitched it to me, I was like, man, I was like, you know what? I'm doing good in my new epiphany of like, hey, stop trying to make things harder for the players. Just let them enjoy the servers. Because I thought everything she did was actually a positive change. That's what chat was kind of surprising me here just now. I was like, what the fuck?
Well, who doesn't want things to be easy? But you know,
That's what I'm saying. But it
it'll be
sound
more rewarding that it's
again,
not.
but everything you showed me and pitched to me on and that we went over it, it sounded like it was easier and more rewarding. That's why I can't figure out why everybody's screaming at you. But
It's because they haven't visibly seen it, and frankly, the good of the many outweigh the good of the few.
Well, it requires you to do a bit more content in itself. I mean, you know, I don't think that a lot of people take time to do a lot of skinning. That's something that, you know, I mean, earlier when we were talking about, what were we talking about? That something with low grade fuel was going away or going down a little bit, and everyone was
oh
like,
no,
oh,
everybody was
there's
mad because I like the well. First of all,
the traps, the
it
raid
was
traps,
what was
right?
even funnier is I did it to be nice. I was like, the players are gonna love me for this one. Now I dropped like the shotgun shells by like what 16 or something like that. I was like, cool, they're gonna love me for this. Now they can just drain a shotgun trap nice and easy. And what did they do? They lit me up. I'm like, wow, I just can't win. I just can't win.
Well, it's just a hope to kind of spread the wealth a little bit. I mean, who in their right mind has ever gone down the skinning tree except just to do something new for once?
Or pouch.
Like nobody wants to do that. They just do it because they want pouch. And you know, so the fuel thing and the fuel economy, I mean, you know, there's all these cool skinning enchants and I hate them. I don't even want them, and now I have a reason to use them, and that's worthwhile.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At least you got to feel what I feel. That was.
Also, pouches in the gardening tree, not the skin.
Oh, my bad. I thought pouch was. Wait, pouch is in what tree?
Gardening.
I think it's U-Haul that's in the skinning tree, right?
Maybe that's the one I'm
No.
thinking of.
Oh, maybe that got moved over there. Yeah.
One of them is in there. I don't know.
Anyway, cool. All right. So I think that is our last note. Correct. I'm gonna put it onto the leads now. All right, leads. Do any leads have anything that they want to bring? I mean, this is gonna be the earliest we've ever got to this point. Any leads have anything they want to bring up?
I need someone in chat to tell me where and with what bait do I fish for perch.
Oh no! Don't do that. I'll do it. I'll do it.
I
Nola.
can. I was gonna say I could say in the guide afterwards.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, somebody's on the test server, I guess. Uncle Iro said dynamite. Any other leads have a question that anybody actually gives a crap about?
I just have the one thing I say every time, which is thank you guys all so much for taking time out of your day to be here and listen to this. It's very difficult to get communication out to 2,000 players. We really appreciate the folks who show up to these and hear us out, and you know, really understand why we do what we do, rather than just assuming that all admins are assholes. I really appreciate the community here a lot, and I just want to say thanks for being here.
By the way, I want to toot my, well, hopefully they like it. I didn't catch that in chat. I want to toot my horn, like the whole Meep Meep revamp, which makes it much easier to do now. That was my idea. Like I thought you guys would just be so ecstatic over the fact that he's not going to just randomly be anywhere all over the map now. So, hope you guys really enjoy that.
Real quick, I actually do want to give a shout out to a player, and I don't have their battle metrics up to see my note even, so I apologize. I don't have their name handy. But a player who was new to our server, I want to say they had about 25 hours, which is it's a lot of time for a lot of things, but not so much for Rust. A brand new player, you know, level 1, level 2, had just joined, got murdered by a horde, and you know, they got back on their feet and they were saying, you know, hordes are dumb, they're impossible. And I wanted to thank this player. They went in chat and they said, hey, I thought the same thing when I first started playing, and don't worry, you'll learn how to fight them. And you know, look, that kind of support of a new player, and you know, kind of peeling back the veil, because we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot of plugins, we got a lot of custom content. It's a lot to take in for a new player. So, you know, for the players who are in the meeting, if you see a new player, I know they're easy targets for, haha, that's a dumb question, you know, put yourself in their shoes. Be a good part of our community. Answer their question. Give them a recommendation. We had a kind of a trouble player the other night, and someone else who was relatively new to the server teamed up with them, and they were doing great together. So, that kind of community stuff really looks good to new players. It looks good to us, and we just like seeing it. It's the kind of stuff we like to have admin interactions with.
I got
Rant over.
I gotta ask a weird question here. We're working a support ticket. Heli might be in this channel even. You guys know in Discord they got that new thing now. Where, like it's been really plaguing the shit out of us now. Obviously it doesn't do it to me because I've been on our Discord since I made it. But to like the new thing now where you have to like tell it what channels you're interested in or some dumb shit like that. Where like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not hiding the channels from you with a role. Like Discord is physically hiding channels from you and telling you that you need to pick the channels you like or whatever.
I had that very thing happen to me.
Yeah, it's annoying as hell. So we have a support ticket right now, and the guy has, as long as he has the verified, as long as you have the verified role, like if you right click your name right now and you see verified as a role, that's the only role that we use to limit or unlimit our channels. Like if you see that role, then you should be able to see all the channels you can see.
So, and I can type this in the ticket, but for anybody listening, if you go up to the very top of the channel listing, there's going to be what looks like a channel. It's going to have a hashtag browse channels. That will open up a list of all channels available to you in terms of permissions, and you can select or deselect channels that you want to see.
And if you're watching my stream, I'm showing that off right now. So if you're in the stream, that's what he's talking about right there. Anyway, I didn't mean to actually bring that into the meeting, but like I said, it's kind of relevant with this guy in the ticket right now.
I've got to say, watching players help each other for me is like it just makes my day.
Oh, absolutely. That was the last topic I was going to bring up. I know I'm supposed to be passing it to the leads here. Is you guys, we're seeing a massive influx of new players right now. I mean, massive. I think we might actually break. So last wipe we broke our record, and I think this wipe we might break it again. I'm pretty sure we will. We're almost to 2,000 players in just 10 days. Massive amount of new players right now. Guys, please help them, answer their questions, be nice to them. Don't talk down to them like they're stupid, because our server is real different than traditional Rust. And most of you have been around here for so long now that it feels normal to you, and admins too even. And we're like, oh, what a dumbass. How do you not know how to do that? Why didn't you just read /info? Like, you know how it is, man. You join the server, the first thing you do is close that damn window that pops up on your screen. Everybody does that shit. So please, yeah, it's a lot to take in. Like, our server has a lot going on. So please be patient with them. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's Bozzy asking a dumb question, yeah, tell them to open /info. But all these new players, like, just help them out. Just help them out. Like, these people, that's how we keep players, man. I don't know if you guys remember your first time here, but that's why we try to greet as many players as we can as an admin team, because the first impression is what counts. A lot of you were probably greeted by an admin back when you first joined, and we do that on purpose because we think that if players see that we're nice when they join, that they're going to stick around, and we want our players to be nice too. We can't greet everybody, Cheetos. I mean, we try. We really try. We do. Mntjuice himself has greeted half the fucking population. Anyway, so just keep that in mind. There's a lot of new people coming into Rust right now. It'd be really cool to show them what a friendly community we have here. All right, any other leads have anything else?
Just one thing on that, that ticket you're doing. I had to get somebody to send me the link to the channel I was trying to access.
Yeah, and I just posted how to fix your problem from the other night, trigger in the channel.
I see that now.
Oh, there's a setting called show all channels. Look at that.
Yeah, you have to check it off, and then you can see that browse channel thing.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Toast. Wookie. That's crazy. Notice it says new. Like, what? Thanks, Discord. That's a new setting? Really? That should have been a default setting. Any admins have anything you'd like to add before we open up the Q&A? B.
My little change I asked you about with the effort work I put in the other night on the test 2 server right now, are we going to go with that with the thing with the certain vehicle?
DM it to me real quick, refresh my memory.
Okay, hold on.
You can hear him pulling his keyboard out like, bam! Any other admins got anything while he's bamming me with his keyboard?
Yeah, just while he's DMing you, I'm gonna second Nola and Aleahnah's thing. The people helping the new players, y'all are great. I mean, I'm all over the map over Outbreak, and I see it day in and day out. And you guys' help is unmeasurable because we can't get to everybody as hard as we try, but you guys helping us out, it is a major help, and giving them stuff and getting them started, and just for me personally, thank you.
Mine. Back to mine.
Okay.
I got my answer. Okay.
Yeah. Well, first of all, before you do it,
Oh yeah.
just no, I'm turning it to you right now. I just want to preface it though. I want to preface it with, remember how I opened the meeting, y'all. It's no longer about what T wants. It's no longer about keeping the things how I would want to play the game. I just want you all to have a good time and have fun and enjoy yourselves on my server. So with that said, I just gave Wiki permission to make another change. Go ahead, Wiki.
So, you guys, I put a lot. I put a lot of effort into this, and I'm working with the team here to see how we can get to share the effort. However, you'll see on this map, and I'm going to be pushing this going forward for all the maps. You're going to see a lot more than just the common 15, 16 different Bradley paths. In fact, I can tell you right now, there is over 30 paths right now on this map coming up. What this means, sorry, and Ken, I'll just jump in for a second. We cannot do river Bradleys anymore because of the way we do rivers now. So that's the unfortunate reality. So no river Bradleys. But what this means is I got T to agree that we are going to be allocating 5 Bradleys on the map at any given time. So instead of the traditional 3, we're going to be going to 5.
And don't forget, that doesn't even include the.
That doesn't include the one at launch site. So my ask at everybody here is that if you have feedback regarding what we've done with the Bradley Pass, please feel free to reach out through a tick or post it in the chat room. I know I give people grief about tagging me directly, but tag me if you have feedback. And we'll definitely take that to heart. But the goal here is that we're going to increase a lot more Bradley Pass going forward.
Also, the downside to that is with more out at a time, it leads to more chances for glitches and bugs and paths bumping into each other and shit like that. All I ask in return of the epiphany moment, of letting you guys have your fun, is at least show me the respect in return that if you find a glitch or a bug, don't exploit it. Just report it. Be like, hey T, one of your Bradleys is just literally stuck on this fucking thing and it won't even shoot back at us and we can just kill it over and over again. Fucking report it, please. Like, I'll reward you for reporting it. I'll even go spawn you one so you can get the kill that you were trying to get before you reported it. Just report stuff instead of exploiting it to me. And don't report it after 3 times of doing it. Oh, I was just testing it. Just report it. And I promise you, anybody in this channel that's ever reported a big exploit or something, they can vouch that we take care of you when you do report something. So that'll be my caveat to this agreement, is it does open up the chances for more glitched stuff. So make sure you report it. And of course, obviously, if it really starts to tank performance, we may have to rethink it. But I don't think it will. Bradleys don't really take much. As far as I know, they don't take a lot of performance hits.
And I'm fairly confident I did better this time with the Bradleys. I'm learning a little bit more as we go. So, and yeah, we'll address that other piece afterwards about teams and everything else. We'll talk about that later. It's a can of worms.
Cool. All right.
It's a negative thing. Let's not talk about that right now.
Here you guys go. 5 fucking Bradleys at a time now. Look at that. I guess we're going to have to go live with that this wipe, huh?
Yeah. I'm working on that, Enrique. Bear Bradley would be cool. A giant bear in front of you that fires rockets, that would be cool, but it's just not possible right now.
Yep. All right. Oh, Heli Tower, again, I was done with my notes, but I'll go ahead and tackle what Bozzy just said there. The reason it's not on the map preview, you guys dodged the bullet on this one. Heli Tower was fucked up, and if you guys haven't noticed now, for the last month or so here, the heli has not been attacking you with rockets up in the top of the heli tower. Like, they won't target the players. We tried and tried and tried to fix it. No, it doesn't. I promise. We tried and tried and tried to fix it, and we couldn't get it to work. And we tried so many things, and it got down to, oh, you're not understanding me. In the top of the heli tower, in the shooting floors, it will not target you with rockets up there. The rockets always hit the base. They don't hit you up there. Anyway, everybody wants to argue after we test stuff a billion times. Okay. With that said, we tried. Yeah, the rockets always hit the base of the tower. They don't hit you up in the shooting floors, which is fucking overpowered as hell. Anyway, we couldn't get it to fix. We just could not get it fixed. Nothing we could do to fix it. So we just, at the last minute, which was yesterday, we made the executive decision that the heli tower is just going to have to go. Which sucks because that means people are going to start spamming more fucking buildings everywhere, and outbreak will be 500,000 instead of 250,000 entities. And then today, we figured it out. And we fixed it. Literally, like what, an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, or an hour and a half before the meeting? I think I finally got it fixed.
Yeah, it's like half an hour before.
Like literally half an hour before the meeting, I got it fixed.
Yeah, so you guys were talking about when I joined.
Yeah, so literally half an hour before the meeting, I got it fixed. And I just haven't updated the map preview, which I will do here shortly. And yes, the heli tower, dodged a bullet. The last second we saved it, so. Anyway, that was the heli tower topic. Any other admins have any topics before we go to the Q&A? All right, we're finally at the Q&A. All right, Mac's not here to do the whole hand raising thing. Who wants to take charge of raising hands?
I'll do it.
Okay. All right. As you guys know, I think it's I get this confused every damn time. Is it at the bottom for the players? The raise your hand to speak thing. I think it's at the bottom. It's next to disconnect. Okay, thank you, Toast. So down next to the disconnect button, you'll see a raise your hand. Oh shit. Whoa, I didn't know it did that. That's cool. All right, well there we go. Now we can even see who's trying to talk.
Hey T, quick question. Do you want the timestamp for these as well?
You can just say Q&A started, and then that'll be that. And then the same thing for the map preview.
Okay.
All right, cool. So there we go. We got some people waiting.
All right. Up first, we have Lemon King.
I have seen a box stacking plugin. I think it would be really cool with base designs and stuff to make it more compact without the need of salvage shelves.
You said the P word though.
What?
He's newer. He doesn't know the P word.
You said the plugin word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look
plugins.
at
And we
the
go
chat
to
channel
plugins.
right now. Look at the chat channel right now.
Oh.
Very, very highly high stance of no new. Put it this way, it's such a major stance that our skills and enchanting developer had a really cool idea for a new like special skill, enchantment or whatever, both. And he was like blah blah blah, but it's gonna take this plugin. I was like, yep, never mind, scratch that idea. So yep.
And to be fair, Lemon King, and I want to be I want to be nice about it. I've actually looked into that plugin because I do poke around for T once in a while. That plugin has actually had reported issues where the chests don't line up correctly, and on a reboot, they collide with each other, and then the boxes explode, and then people don't know. We're wondering what happened with their loop 3 hours later when they log back in. It's not a great plugin.
Yeah, actually, that sounds a lot like our Uber. We have an admin tool called Uber Tool, and it allows us to place things in precarious ways that they're not meant to be placed. And yeah, if we intersect or if we place things just off a little bit the wrong way that Rust doesn't like, it does the same thing. It poofs them, and then they're gone. And I could see that plugin probably having the same type of issue too. But I mean, and the ultimate is, yeah, a hard stance on no new plugins, just because we're trying to keep performance maxed.
That makes sense. Also, one more question.
Sure.
You like guys my haircut? You like my haircut?
Yeah, I love it, man. It's awesome. Good shit. Kind of hiding a little bit behind your phone and your hands there, but yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
All right, man. Appreciate it, dude.
All right. Up next, we have Irish Redneck.
God, this dude has been around for like 4 years. Like, I shit you not.
Hey guys, I just have one question, and it's dealing, and I'm sure T-Bird knows what it is. Is dealing with Teacup and when his voice is gonna be changed on when Zombot's voice is gonna get changed to him.
Yeah, I'm all for it. If you guys can help convince him to do it, I'm all for it. I'll replace all the Quest guy voices with Teacup.
Please, Teacup.
Oh, here we go. Come on, do it, Teacup. You know you will. And his mic is even good quality, even though he says no mic. But his mic's even good quality, so it'll be great. Could you imagine going in there to get a quest? He's like, ho, ho, ho. It sounds like damn Sean Connery giving you some quests. That'd be great.
Right? That's what I'm trying to
Fucking
say.
A, dude. I wish.
Yeah, I think Teacup stepped AFK.
Oh, did he? Oh, he's getting
He
sexually
did say
harassed.
he'd consider it.
No, he's
did say
not
in
because he
chat-
posted. He posted.
He said in chat, and I have it on recording. We can see it in the chat, so now we have proof.
Okay, there we go. There we go. We are one step closer. Oh yeah, we got that. We got AI. We can just do that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll try to get it
You can
happen.
record his voice and just piece it together into the thing, you know,
Chappie,
during your meetings.
Chappie, I will die in hell before I let your voice be on that quest guy.
Oh God, no, not Chappie, please, no.
You gotta understand, I have a daughter. She's 28, and I literally want to kill her boyfriend. I hate him so much. And Chappie, I swear to God, I could have Chappie call her, and she would be fooled. He sounds just like him.
That's funny.
Fuck that shit. Okay, let's
All
move
right,
on.
yeah, that's all.
Appreciate you, Irish. Thank you.
All right. Up next is Arctic Freeze. Oh, by the way, this has nothing to do with Arctic Freeze being next, but just a heads up. If anyone steps on stage to ask a question and does some bullshit, you're just not going to be welcome on the Discord.
Oh, you mean like playing peeing noises or something? Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, you know, we're all spending our evening here to make the server better. Please help us with that.
I'll put it this way: I haven't even had lunch yet, and it's 9:30 at night. So yeah. All right, come on, Arctic. So I just got done saying Irish has been here forever, but I think Arctic's even been here longer.
I feel strangely called out.
Oh, there's his bullshit. Kick
even
him,
though
kick
it's
him.
not bullshit.
I say,
But I will say this is probably like the most people I've seen in the audience since rejoining the server back in March.
Love it.
For this, so this is good to see. I love it. My main thing is going to be revolving around the potential for a change in Terminus. So I've been here since T brought Terminus back to life to some regard, and I've gone through probably all the different versions of Terminus that T has brought to light. You know, the PvE day, PvP night, the full-on PvP Terminus, the full-on PvE Terminus with PvP power hour type stuff, similar to Outbreak and Infection. I've also been here when he's dipped his hands into a bunch of different game modes. So some of you, not all of you, will remember servers like the Waterworld server that he ran, the Vanilla server that he ran, the Battlefield server that he ran, and that is where my suggestion comes into play. Is I am throwing in a Battlefield choice. If for anyone that remembers the Battlefield server in the past, it was when the minicopter weapons plugin was new, and you basically T had made it so that you earned ranks through your playtime, similar to VIP and veteran, but they were different ranks in like the army, and each tier unlocked new weapons for your minicopter to be able to use. It was fun, it was engaging, and I will honestly say I'm pretty sure it had more concurrent players than Terminus does now. So that is my suggestion.
Cool. All right. Anybody? Any other questions or anything else?
No, not really. Just keep it calm this tomorrow, please. I'd like to enjoy my 2 hours of PvP. Having fun.
Please.
Speaking
All
of
right,
calm,
Arctic.
remember
Thank you.
Thursday's Force Fight, folks. So let's be calm on Thursday too.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Cool. All right. Next.
All right. Up next, we've got pizza. There we go.
Hello, can y'all hear me?
What's
Hey,
up?
pizza.
Good. Okay, I had trouble with my mic earlier.
You
Hey,
guys ever
everybody.
notice we have pizza at every server meeting?
Yes, almost. I missed a little bit there because of work. Sorry. All right. So I have three things. And it doesn't have anything to do with windmills, I promise, or tea, maybe a little bit of teacup. Okay. So I'm just saying, y'all should know. Spread out, please. Just spread out. I got online a couple of days ago and there was somebody literally built, and I couldn't put my TCs out that I was going to put out that day. I know I built in a area that is highly populated, but I didn't know it was going to be this populated.
It's always that populated.
I know I built on the first day though. It took me 2 hours to find the spot that was, good enough for my base, for the 3 triangle base. Anyways, I'm just saying, just be mindful, please, of where you're building and who you're building next to. It happens to me every wipe. Every wipe, I could build on the other side of the map and somebody comes and says, "Hi, pizza," and builds right next to me.
You just gotta build in a really bad place. That way nobody
Just
wants to
a
live
horrible
there.
place. Yes, the next base is the ocean.
I always live on top of a rock if I can.
That's where I am. I'm on top of a rock. I'm going to the ocean. That's where I'm building. I'm going to spend 100K stone just for upkeep and be in the ocean. Okay. And yes, Teacup's voice does need to be Zombot.
I agree.
I would never leave town.
I agree.
Never leave
Thanks,
town.
pizza.
No, I'm not done.
Oh God.
If y'all need help building smaller bases and compact bases, you can ask and I will come and help you. I know that everybody loves to build their own things and likes to have these big fancy mansions, but you don't need it on a PvE server. You really don't. You can have this little tiny base and have 4 people in it. I'm living in a 3 triangle base for the challenge and there's 4 of us. And it works perfectly fine.
You're 100% correct.
Okay, and that's all. Besides Teacup's voice, Zombot needs to happen.
He's gonna start suing for sexual harassment soon.
Yay!
Yes,
windmill.
I know. Don't worry, I'll still give him my address.
Oh God. All right, let's move on. We got more people raising their hands. Thank you, pizza.
All right, up next we have Dirty Potions.
Hello.
Hello.
This is kind of a complaint / maybe unpopular opinion. And this, I see a lot of new players mention this also, like y'all said earlier, but zombies as they currently are not fun nor engaging gameplay in the slightest. Like, what can be done to make zombies an actual fun thing? Because right now, 4 of them run up on you and you're just dead. Unless you're out roaming Full Metal M2 with perks, it's like what can be done to make zombies less of an insta-gib situation where you have to cheese it to win it or just die.
So, I'm sure T will have an official stance. What I'll tell you from my experience is there is always going to be a period of time in a wipe. And sometimes, most of the time, depending upon players' capabilities, to fight hordes effectively without just getting steamrolled. We had like a big knockdown, drag out, people threatening to quit the server because zombies were too hard a while back. And we went like full science, full spreadsheet. We started, calculating and tabulating every time a player killed a zombie versus every time a zombie killed a player. And what we found was within 2 days of a wipe that rarely were it was like 1 to 20 players dying versus players killing zombies. So if you're struggling and it's early on in a wipe, know that you're not alone. I mean, they're tough. They're meant to be there to be scary. If you're still struggling with zombies further on in a wipe, then I would reach out to some of the players who have been around a long time and get some advice on how they handle them. Because man, I see people mow down hordes all the time.
I know what you're saying. Like, if you have the opportunity to get the angles, to get the to get above them, to cheese them, it's fine. But the majority of the time, you're just out roaming and they kill you in 1 or 2 hits. On top of that, I've ran the roads today, about 4 hours farming, have not seen a single zombie in Zombieland.
Because you're late in
So-
the wipe and people are hunting them on purpose now because they're easy.
Can I ask, did you have the opportunity to follow the town hall discussion that we had about hordes?
No, I have not.
Okay, the reason I ask is you actually sound quite a bit like me. I had a lot of things to say about hordes and where they were, and I'll tell you how I deal with it because I personally could care less if I never see a horde. I always get killed. I always get fucked up. I hate it. I hate it, and I just submit to death when I see them.
Yeah,
You know,
that's the
because
advice everybody
well,
give new players as well. So just
because
die or work.
it's one of those things that like, you know, if you are caught out in the bad position, it's just the way it is. But, you know, the inverse of it is, well, I haven't seen a single zombie, and that's part of it. I mean, you know, we need to have challenging content because there's some players that kind of thing caters to a lot. And, you know, there are people who literally hunt zombies. I mean, during our conversation, I literally I looked through our server logs of chat and just looked up where are the hordes, and so many people are actively looking forward to them, and then we added quests back for them. You know, so some people really like it, some people really don't. You know, at the end of the day, the way that this specific server runs and the way that T has, you know, in his mind for how the server should run is there should be an element of challenge, there should be an element of scariness, there should be a thing that, you know, can just absolutely truck you. And you know, I'll be honest, I'm not terribly super happy fighting against a horde. But what made me shut up about it is T put this big post together about how he was finally happy about something on the server being difficult. And, you know, I realized how many times I had won the conversation of making things easier. And I just said, you know, I'm gonna let him have that. And there are some players who they feel that way. They are finally excited to have something that is like a really terribly challenging foe where if you have literally take the step in the wrong direction, it's going to screw you up. There's some players who like that. I'm not one of them. So I
Yeah,
just take the L and move on. And, you
I
know,
mean,
that is what it is.
kind of disagree with you that it's hard content. It's hard when you're jumped. It's not hard when you know how to cheese the encounter and you show up to help the newbie getting camped.
I will, I
That's
will,
fair.
I will say this. I will say this, and this isn't meant to come off as a smartass, by the way. So please don't. People always misread my voice, I guess. You bought Rust, in that game, you can literally be out picking flowers in the woods, and some guy with a big ass M249 is going to come up and just blast you in the face and kill you. Yes, I know. Well, this is a PV server that doesn't have it. I know, but we still have to have some kind of element of, holy shit, I got to watch my back while I'm out here. I could die any second now. The converse of that being is the zombies don't loot you, they don't take your stuff, they can't even raid your base. Yes, I know they can damage your base, but all you have to do is just log off or leave your base, and they won't touch it anymore. So, that's true. That the M2 player won't get off the roof. Anyway, the point being is there's got to be some kind of element. Otherwise, you're literally playing creative mode Minecraft at that point. If we don't have some kind of thing that can just come around and face stomp you. And I will tell you this also, is the first day of a wipe, everybody's bitching about zombie hordes. By the second day of the wipe, everybody's bitching that they can't find more zombie hordes because they want to find more because there's nothing else hard to do. And that's like by day 2. So.
Oh, sorry, T.
I'm done.
I want to add one more thing as far as like what can be done if you cheese it and stuff like that. That's a limitation that we're always going to have. The AI in Rust is really bad. In fact, the zombie horde I think runs on its own AI, which is better because it can, you know, do things like throw more weapons and throw more things and ride your vehicles and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, like the way that Rust works with target lock on and things like that, it just can't be helped. So this is our best attempt at
And
it,
definitely,
type of thing.
definitely check out that town hall discussion because they were actually nerfed pretty hardcore a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I mean, I had 4 come at me earlier, and I headshot the first one like 7 times with the AK, and it didn't die. And the other ones just run you over. I mean, I'm like her. Like every time I see them when I'm out roaming, I'm like, I'm just gonna die because it's pointless to fight them.
Well, just keep in mind, there's skills that literally when you have them, you can stand there and face tank a zombie horde with a jackhammer. There's skills that if you don't want to go that route, and you're like, well, I don't want those skills. There's skills that you can become invisible to the zombie horde, and they just walk right past you and won't even touch you. There's all kinds of ways around it. The problem is you know, a lot of players like the challenge. A lot of players like, I mean, 90% of the players like the challenge, and she wasn't kidding with that ratio. Or Nola wasn't kidding with that ratio. I think it's gone up to almost like 50-1 right now. How many zombie hordes died to how many players died to a zombie horde. I literally track it. I think I track it in a public way, don't I? Isn't it a public channel? I think it is. Anyway, it's just, you know, it's almost like there's a lot of ways out there for you to avoid what's troubling you, but you don't want to take those ways. I don't know if you don't want to take those ways. I'm just assuming. You know, there's skills, there's different, you know, ways to get away from them. If all else fails, you know, ask for some help from people. Other people, if you scroll up in this chat channel right now, you'll hear them all chatting the exact opposite. Like, no, they're easy. They're so easy to deal with. Ask them their strategy. You know, just give it some chances and some insight before you totally judge that they're just a lame, you know, face roll you type piece of content, because they're actually pretty intriguing.
Fair enough.
I aim for zip lines as well. Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, you know, it's kind of like, why would somebody who just wants to kill things all day have a little bit of lag because I want to put a farm up? It's just kind of one of those things where we all have to make a little bit of room for one another, and for people like me anyway, that means getting face rolled by hordes, because some people really like to fight that kind of thing.
If it makes you feel better, the 3 days I did get to finally play a wipe. Remember I mentioned earlier in the meeting I got to play 3 days in 5 years. The 3 days I did get to play, and this is before we nerfed the hordes recently. I got face stomped. Like, I died to a horde probably 7 times in the first hour, and I was streaming. And I was streaming all my gameplay, and I was giggling and laughing. I was like, this is so fucking awesome. I mean, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. You know, it's a video game. You gotta. My biggest phrase I always say in life is, victory tastes so much better when it's seasoned with defeat. So just keep that in mind.
And I want to add really quickly here that there's a player on the server that I play on. Actually, my significant other. It's pretty wide open, anyways. Everybody knows. She is not the best at Rust at all. Like, we're talking not even a first-person shooter person, and we're in one of the hardest monuments. Not this wipe, but the last wipe, where you go down all the way to the bottom pit, and there's a boss. We were literally fighting the boss, and there was a horde at the top chucking C4 into the pit, and we were like dodging C4 while trying to take out the boss at the same time. We died, but I think we've never had a much louder laugh before in our lives after having going through that challenge, because we were quite literally dodging C4 and everything at the same time as trying to take the boss out.
All right, cool. We've beaten the zombies into the ground. I'm not trying to get rid of you, man. We just got a lot of people that we got to move on.
Up next we have Smalls.
Hey, what's going on, guys and gals?
Hey.
You're killing me.
Oh, I get
just
that.
a
It took
simple,
me a
I
second.
know you're killing me, Smalls. No, the question I actually had. So I think a lot of us like raiding. Like that's a big thing in the culture. 2 things. Is it possible to create PvP bases using RP? And number 2 is, could we get an even harder raid than Nightmare?
I'll answer both of those real easily. Number 1, oh my god, fucking yes. And I'm actually really pissed off that more people don't use it, because it cost us hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of development, and the testing of it. Holy shit, I must have spent a solid month every single night for the entire month with our developer testing this plugin until we got it perfected. Yes, absolutely. Well, actually, I'm not going to tell you the command because you'd end up doing it to your own base. Type /info, go to raid bases, and go back to like what, page 2 or 3, I think it is. Explains the entire process right there for you. Or you can go to our website, actually, because yeah, Arctic, you were there helping me test too. That was a bitch, wasn't it? We spent so much time testing this thing. Yes, we have a custom plugin that we developed, and yes, you can convert your base into a raid base. Yes, I know all the info is in info. I'm speaking it so that people watching the meeting can hear too. When you type the command in front of your TC, first of all, your base has minimum requirements. You know, obviously it has to have, like, you know, floors, walls, doors, you know, ceilings, shit like that. You can't just put down a foundation. Our plugin, you also have to have a certain amount of empty boxes in your base. I think it's like 3 or 4 minimum. And of course the TC and stuff like that. Everything else is kosher. You can put turrets, you can put, you know, you got to wire everything up, and there was a bug recently actually where the plugin was populating the turrets with guns, but we got that fixed a couple days ago actually. Anyway, so when you type the command, any boxes that you already had stuff in do not get touched. You can still access those boxes. That way you have equipment, you know, to defend your base with. Any boxes that were empty, and yes, it does require some empty boxes, The plugin is actually going to categorize your base as an easy, medium, hard, whatever, and then it's going to populate it with loot from the raid base tables as if it was that kind of a base, like a medium or a hard or whatever. So it's really cool. And then it actually locks those boxes that it puts the loot in. It makes those boxes invincible so that you don't exploit, just trying to get free loot. And then it starts timing you. And the longer you can defend your base and keep it alive, the more reward you get. And it's really cool. Like you literally convert your base into a raid base. It announces it on the server. It puts up the big bubble just like a regular PvP, raid base would be. And you just fucking defend that bitch, and as long as you can, and you get RP and stuff for defending it. The caveat, it's just like a real raid base at that point. If when the raid is over, whether it be that you lost or everybody gave up, and eventually it just despawns like a regular raid base. It does do that. It will despawn after a while. So I don't want you to put one up and then defend it for a while and then be like, okay, cool, it's just gonna stop being a raid base now. No, it's officially gonna be a raid base after that. There is some other fine print that you got to read in /info. Like you can't have external sleeping bags on the ground. I think it's within like 75 meters. You can't have a multi-TC based design. That won't work either. Just a couple little weird things like that. But yeah, it's awesome. Dude, it's an awesome feature. And I'm so pissed off that more people don't use that feature. It is the coolest fucking thing ever. So yes, that's the answer to that.
Was it possible to buy, like, how you can /buy raid?
Yes.
Is it possible to get, so like you were saying, how the hard bases come out, flip of the coin, PvP, PvE?
Correct.
Is it possible to have a bot base be PvP?
It's
so like if you wanted to raid a nightmare PvP.
It's a config option. The problem is I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I have it turned off, obviously. I'll have to look into it because I don't know if there's a way for me to just differentiate it. I'll have to talk to our developer. If I can make it a way to where you're purposely just doing that, because I think the way it's configured right now is like, bot raids can be PvP where it does that same coin flip thing. And I don't want that because I don't want you to, buy a raid. And,
you can turn on.
Yeah. I didn't want you to be like, what the fuck? Why is my shit PvP? If I can get him to make it a way that you can specifically like, like the command could be like, buy PvP raid. Absolutely 100%. I'll be down for that. Admin team, if one of y'all wants to throw that in my to-do list, I'll get with him later about that. I would be totally cool for that. I'm not guaranteeing it can happen, but that would be cool. The answer to your second question, higher tier the nightmares, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The nightmare bases, I can tell you without even loading Rust when a nightmare base is spawning because our server, and when I say our server, I mean Rust dedicated.exe, the actual software, not the box. Our server is like, like I can physically see it just in the metrics when a nightmare base spawns. They choke the shit out of the Rust software.
Yeah, we don't want the server catching fire.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that makes sense.
But your first one.
Those are my questions.
Yeah, your first one. I'll definitely look into that second half of that. That's cool.
Thank you guys very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Alrighty. Sorry, I clicked off. Up next we have Magyar.
Did you pronounce that right, or did you butcher it?
Magyar, Magyar.
Magyar. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Magyar 5J.
Yeah, Rocket Rebel, you got a good point there. Yeah, how many tickets we get? People go into a PvP raid and they die, and like, that's not fair.
Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, you did well. This question is for Aleahnah, centered around the changes to the quests that are upcoming with the NPC monument quests. If the NPCs are going to be kind of a one-off now, like some of the other quests, have there been any discussions on how to retain interest in the monuments? Because I know for me, like going back every few days, picking up the quest and then hunting the NPC in each monument and exploring it is a large part of my experience in Rust, and I'd hate to see that fade away.
I don't want to sound condescending in any way when I answer this, but I think it might, and I just want to apologize in advance because that's not my intent. The thing about it is that us adding the Waldo's thing and everything, that was our effort to get people to do more custom monuments from the get-go. But we've already laid the trail of candy to it once. If that is not something that people want to do again, I would just say that maybe they focus on something else, and that'd be just fine too. I don't think that we want to incentivize it further than we already have with, just the general amounts of loot there to begin with, and, a quest that takes you there type of thing.
Can I just add one extra point there, Aleahnah, just to help out maybe a little bit with that? One of the ideas I came up with, I know custom monuments are a little bit different, but I'm pretty sure, based on, I fly around the server every time I log in to see what's going on. There is content that is even default face punch content that's not being run. Example, the train track system. And there is the kill X amount of NPCs. I think it's like 10 right now. And we've added some to that, right? So there's more content than just the customs as well. And it kind of ties into the spread the love thing, essentially, right? When we see on some of our more populated servers like Outbreak, it gets busy at some of these monuments, and it becomes a challenge. So that's why we're trying to spread the content all about everywhere.
And like I said, I'm really not trying to be rude. It's more of a matter of trying to find a delineation between how much is too much. It's a real struggle because obviously we want stuff to be rewarding and we want people to feel like they've accomplished things when they do our content. But at the same time, if we make it too good, then people will run it to infinity, or they'll also tire out their wipe early because there's no thing left to do. And that's kind of why we had made the changes that we had to make. I mean, because the way that the questline NPCs were set up previously basically allowed people to, like I said, do like a handful of quests, do a couple of raid bases, and never have to go farming, never have to do anything else for the rest of the wipe if they didn't want to. But at the same time, the inverse of that is, there needs to be some level of kind of like self motivation, and there are longer term quests. I mean, like killing 1,000 scientists. I don't think I've ever completed that one personally because I'm not like a monument runner myself, but I imagine it would take some time.
Right, I understand. In the interest of assisting with an idea, the monument content, the loot from the monument is noticeably better quality, and I've also noticed that the zombies have unique pieces of loot on them as well. And one of the reasons that I do keep running the monument quest is because it's interesting to figure out the puzzles as well, but also for the rewards. Like the bosses at some of these monuments have unique pieces of gear that you can't really get anywhere else unless you have it or an old hand with the game. And that's also something that's also a lot of fun to hunt down and try to get. Um, Perhaps adding a bit more of that to these custom monuments would be a way to keep people
Yeah.
or give them more interest in it if they don't have it yet.
We have tried to do that. I'll tell you, it's a really time intensive like effort. For example, for the Star Wars map, I made like, I don't know, I forget how many it was. I want to say it was like 20 something masks. For that, I physically made those, or I guess virtually made those because I made them on the computer. To sell for paper to kind of like get people in the spirit. For our Halloween map, we made like 19 NPCs that all drop custom kits and things like that. So I mean, we do that when time allows, but it is a very time intensive process because any kind of change like that, you're touching two or three plugins, and half the time it ends up causing more trouble than it's worth. I mean, for example, the masks, I had to tear all those vending machines down, so I know that on the servers they only sold like at max four, which was kind of disappointing because it's like, oh, here, that was hours of my day. Or for like the Halloween ones that we did, we had all these like little kill arenas. The amount of complaints and drama from those was just through the roof. So it's one of those things that I do try to keep my mind around. One time we had guys that dropped a bunch of custom garage doors, and what ended up happening was everybody was just making these big display walls, and then that was like way too many entities, and so it was like, well, shit, we can't really do that anymore because people are putting like literally everything they find out there up on their walls. But we do try to do that. I know we have a map coming up soon that has like some thematic kits and stuff. It's just one of those things that when time allows, we do try to do that, but it's not always a consistent thing because time doesn't always allow for it.
I'll add to that. We've been trying to add more like custom kits and skin stuff like you were just discussing into some of the quests. I think, did we get my new set added, Aleahnah?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, we got like I actually made this whole. I made it. I had someone help with some of the texturing of it, but we have a whole new custom set that's going to be added, and I think we did we did it piece by piece in like a couple different quests, right? Like
spread across Meep, yeah.
Yeah, so spread across like the Meep quest line. Now you're going to get different pieces of this outfit, and then once you've completed the whole quest line, you basically have the entire outfit, actually, and a weapon and everything that goes with it. But so we're trying to really, you got to remember, we don't run custom loot plugins, so where we can stick custom skin stuff and neat things like that is really limited to we can make our NPCs wear the stuff and then drop what they're wearing. That's how you guys have been getting the boss kits. We can put them in zombie hordes. Zombie hordes are actually the only NPC that we have that actually has their own built-in loot table. That's why they drop all that cool shit that they drop. And some trash, but we have to make it fair. And then of course raid bases we can put custom shit in, and then obviously like the store and the skin shop. But so we're kind of limited on where we can put some of that cool collectible type stuff in. But we know that players really like the whole Pokemon got to catch them all type thing that we try to do. So we definitely try to include it. And like I said, we got a whole new set coming in this quest update that we're doing Thursday. So
thank you.
Yep, absolutely, thank you.
All right, up next we've got Spicy.
Who let Spicy in here?
What are you wooling? All right, so first things first, you guys are doing an amazing job when it comes to banning like toxic people and stuff like that.
Well, you're doing an amazing job fucking streaming our server, bruh. I love it.
Listen. All right, no problem. Anyways, I'm also going to be switching to infections, so I'll definitely contact you about it.
Oh shit.
So hopefully I can bring some more people to infection. But my main thing was the what's it called? Just give me a second. I had it written down. My main thing was when it comes to like the social media aspect of Zombieland, I was wondering if you guys needed help when it comes to like video producing or like making like TikTok clips or whatnot, anything like that.
1000% yes.
I mean, I would be down to use some of like, because whenever I play the server and stuff like that, I always do like stupid little things. Like the other time we were playing hide and seek in town, we were we all got in barrel costumes and flew in a giant scrappy and crashed and everyone died. But it was just little stupid little things that I like to do when people are not min maxing. You know what I mean?
So let me broadcast this to everybody, not even you in your question. Anytime players want to do any kind of, first of all, with the social media or even marketing type stuff, anybody ever wants to help us with any of that kind of shit, I am all about it. Remember, I'm just an old retired cop. I don't have any fucking experience in any of this stuff. And all you kids in your tickgrams and your instatalks and your facegrams and all that shit, I don't know what the hell any of that is.
And your Tic Tacs.
Yeah, your Tic Tacs.
Those face pages.
Those face pages. So if anybody ever wants to like volunteer and help with that kind of shit, man, absolutely. The only thing I'm good at is my OnlyFans page I have. No, in all seriousness though, if you guys ever want to help, dude, I'd gladly bring someone and fucking take charge of damn social media and marketing and stuff like that. I would love that shit. On top of that, you kind of branched off into an extra little topic there, and I'd love to touch on that with everybody here too. Is I'm gonna tell you right now, if anybody's in this channel, like, how can I win the admin's hearts? Like, how can I make T just think I'm the best player he's ever had on these servers? I'm gonna tell you right now, all that stupid shit you were just naming. I don't know if you guys ever been around when I'm in one of my moods and I just jump in like, hey, who wants to like ride in a Chinook and go raid Zombie Island, or you know, some stupid shit like that. Like anytime you guys do goofy ass events, or somebody was throwing a party the other day. Well, I think it was on Outbreak maybe, and I just like I got the whole admin team just to come show up just for the fuck of it, and like just stupid little shit like that. Anytime you guys are doing any kind of fun little goofy shit on the side, that's not normal, you know, not your traditional Rust play, little parties or little events or just little stupid things, fucking hide and seek even, I don't care, anything stupid like that, fucking tell me, dude. I love, that is literally the way to my heart right there. Not through food, not through donations, it's through that kind of shit right there. You guys ever want to host any kind of events? I see Salty Sally said poker tournament, anything like that. You guys ever want to host or do any kind of event like that, and you would like some admin support, or even just using our, you know, the fact that we have colored text and people seem to listen to us more when we talk. If you ever need any, and this isn't just a Spicy, by the way, this is a whole fucking server. If anybody ever needs us to help with any of that kind of stuff, all you do is open a support ticket. We thrive for that kind of shit. Because you got to remember, like, being an admin sucks. It's not fun for us at all. That is though. That is. So like that's like you remember when you were in school and like the teacher would roll in that cart with the fucking television on it and you're like, oh fucking yes. That's what that is to us. It's like, oh thank God we get a fun day. So,
no, they probably don't. T.
Oh, you guys are so young. Well, I guess you remember when your teacher would like open up her iPad and have the Chromecast and like would fucking yeah. So you know what I'm saying though. God, yeah, the cart with the TV on it. God, I'm fucking old. Anyway, the point being is you guys do shit like that. Oh, we eat that stuff up. Absolutely. Absolutely. We will support you in any way we can. Obviously, we're not going to spawn in gear for you and stuff, but absolutely, we will support you in any way we can. And of course, you know, we don't want to get flooded with, you know, people like, I say that and I'm going to get like 30 tickets tomorrow. I want to do a party. Like, okay, no. You got to chill a little bit, but, you know. Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you guys spice?
Ultimately, a lot of that stuff does get bottlenecked with our availability.
Yeah, we'd have to be available too. The more notice you give us, the better. How about that?
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to like more stuff other than TikTok, when it comes to like stuff like Twitter, if I don't know if you like have an active Twitter, but you can go and like advertise the server on Twitter. You know, you can offer like, you know, like giveaways if like the people are following this like Twitter and whoever retweets or whatever, you know, you can do shit like that. I mean, personally, I've done that. So, you know, it's there's just so much stuff with more social media if you want like more of the servers to fill up, right?
Yeah.
Because when it comes to like Terminus and stuff like that and Utopia, you know, that's mainly why I'm switching to Infection, so I can hopefully bring over some people from Outbreak to come and play Infection, because I know my team's coming over. So
yeah, okay. Well, me and you, I'll get with you on a non-server meeting moment, and we can talk some more about it. I'd love to. I literally know so nothing about anything you just said that to me it all just like went right over my head. So I'll get with you when obviously not this week because you know this is hell week for me, but I'll get with you and we'll talk about that for sure.
Yeah, I mean I'm 33, but I know all about this stuff mainly from streaming on Twitch, right?
Yeah, you're closer to my kid's age than you are to my age.
Stop, please. Anyways, what is it?
Same.
Also, to some people have been DMing me and stuff like that, asking if they're allowed to stream on this server. You are allowed to stream this server.
100%.
You know, if you need any questions when it comes to OBS, when it comes to Streamlabs, anything like that, make sure to shoot me a DM. Shoot T-Bird a DM. Oh, actually, just I don't want to say that for T-Bird, but shoot me a DM if you need any help with when it comes to like OBS and anything like that. Commands, night bots, any bots like that, right? Setting up
absolutely.
Twitter, setting up PayPal, whatever you need help with, right? You know, I'll help you out with that, no problem. And it also
Thank you,
helps.
Spicy. We appreciate that.
No problem. Yes. I'm good if you want to.
And also for those who don't know, we do have a streamer role. I'm gonna just tag on to that while he was asking about that or talking about that. Is that we do have a streamer role. Spicy is one of our people with streamer role, and our streamer role does come with some good perks. Spicy, what do you get? You get like vet gold and all kinds. I
get free vet gold. I get like respect, and that's it.
We have a bunch of little perks.
I can't remember.
Yeah, you get like and you get there's like they have their own channel in our Discord where they can post their streams, and they get their own little, role and rank and stuff like that. But you get all kinds of little perks and stuff like that. And we do have some requirements for it though. We've got a lot of streamer apps lately where it's like, you've never even streamed our server, and your last stream was like a year ago, and it's like you're gonna get denied. So we do have some requirements for it. We don't just hand that out to everybody. But if anybody out there streams, and you don't even have to have a ton of followers. I think our bare minimum was like what 25 or some shit like that. I don't remember. But we do have a streamer role, and you get a lot of little free perks and stuff just for that. So feel free to let us. I'll put more information on the website. Right now, the information is in, I think, the announcements or the stream channel or something.
Yeah, and again, if anybody out there needs help when it comes to like streaming, just let me know. Like anything, honestly. I stream as a VTuber. I don't even stream with my camera. So if you need help with that as well, just let me know.
Cool. Yeah. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
No problem.
Sounds like infection is about to get spicy.
All right, Lemon King, let me take care of the people who haven't spoken yet, but I will cycle back to you after Netra.
Before you pull someone in, I saw a quick question in my stream earlier. Random question: why do the doors and furnaces in my base sometimes change what the skin they are? Is this just an admin messing? Man, how many times do we hear that one? Is this an admin messing with me? No, it's not an admin messing with you. Yeah, we get that like once a day. It's just a glitch with skin plugins. Running custom skin plugins like we do, where you can skin shop. It just has a bad side effect that sometimes it can just randomly reskin shit for no reason. So yeah,
I'll go back.
It will go back. I think if you relog actually, or maybe it's the server restart that does it. I don't know.
Yeah, one way or the other, they definitely go back. All right, up next we have Just a Gamer.
So there is one thing that like I really think would be a cool thing to have, like talking about the raids again, the last person that was talking about like buying like PvP raids. I feel like it would be cool instead of just having like PvP hard raids. I feel like say a PvP expert like that just randomly spawns in instead of like only having your PvE experts. I feel like having a harder type of base to raid that just naturally spawns. I feel like that would be a pretty cool like thing to have. A little more incentive for people that are already like higher tier in the game that are only running like experts and nightmares. I feel like that would be like a really cool thing for them that they could dip into while others need it. So it's not like every expert on the map is locked to someone already. So like say if someone wants to complete their expert quest and all the experts are on the map and they can't buy one because it's all maxed out. Having that random PvP there that, some people won't even touch because, it's PvP. I feel like it would be a cool addition for those that are higher tier in the game.
Honestly, I personally think that would be fucking amazing. I would never do it with nightmares. They're just too intensive to be able to even focus on if they were PvP. But that would be amazing. I can probably tell you that half the players and even the admin team would probably end up shooting that idea down. The players, I say, because we already get people bitching like, oh, why are there PvP hard raids? Nobody touches those. I'm like, yeah, they fucking do. I could just see it. Go ahead, Aleahnah.
The issue with that comes into that we have limited spawns we can have for performance purposes, and like we get flack about hard bases already, and there's one more of those than there are experts. So that's the problem with that. It's just that we would get more flack about the experts. I mean, we get flack that there's not enough expert PVs out there. If they were PvP, I think that it would just be even worse.
Now, if
the problem is if it's toggled on to spawn as PvP, it's possible that they could all spawn as PvP, and then we might not have any PvE experts at all.
Now, if we could get that feature implemented that the other person had earlier, the buy raid expert, that would be kind of cool.
That would fix that for sure.
That would definitely fix that problem. But it's so again, like I said, I 100% love your idea and think it would be awesome. But after doing this for half a decade, I can pretty much tell you she's right.
Yeah, I could see that. And then another thing that I was thinking of was like random, like really rarely random spawn nightmare bases for those that don't have, the RP to do it, but they have like all this boom. For those that see it pop up, like I think it would be cool for those that aren't grinding out the RP as much, like just like a really rarely spawned random nightmare anywhere on the map. Or like in like raid zones, obviously. Like I think that would also be a pretty cool thing, just due to the fact that those that aren't really as big on RP as everyone else I think that would also be a pretty cool thing. Like only one can spawn like every like here like so hours or something like that.
So the problem with that is if we made a first of all, we purposely don't have nightmares spawning publicly, and that's because of what they do to the server. And if we had another one, if we did have one spawn randomly, I just said but I only had one thing to say. That was pretty dumb. Anyway, if we had them randomly spawning publicly like that, we'd have to shave that off of how many could be bought. So if we made
Secondly, that is all.
secondly, that is all. Yeah, if we made one publicly spawn, then there would be one less that could be bought at a time, which then people would be bitching, oh, you can only have one bot raid for Nightmare at a time. So the gist of it all is behind the scenes there's a hard limit on how many entities worth of raid bases can be on the server at once. There's a hard limit on how many custom NPCs can be on the server at once. There's a hard limit on how many zombies can be on the server all at once. And we try to push right to the edge of that limit the best we can without going over it so that, the server crashes. If we added another Nightmare spawn availability, goodbye. Welcome to 10-minute rollbacks because the server would be crashing. And again, not the box. Rust itself just can't handle that much shit. So again, if I added a public Nightmare like that, which honestly I don't want a public Nightmare, but if I added one, it would have to be shaved off of the available bot Nightmares, which then that would piss everybody off.
Yeah, and then I would also love to see you guys do the admin raids again. That was something that I enjoyed like so long ago. I remember we got the whole community together to try to raid you guys. Like that was also one big thing that I really enjoyed.
We did one like what 2 weeks ago or something. I think it was
a reverse admin raid.
Yeah, reverse one. But we try to do more. Hey, you know what? Can we get some damn good applicants in here, please? We need. I'm not saying the ones we just brought on are bad. I'm saying we need more people. Honestly, it's just staffing right now. We're at like half staffed. Sorry, my chair just rolled over my dog's ear hair. He's like, ah. We're at like half staff right now. And one of the staff we lost, he's in the Navy, so he's got to be on carriers for 6 months at a time. That's why he's not around. And he was our event guy. He was our event coordinator. He did all our events and stuff. We don't have the manpower right now. We love events. I mean, I think once a week I'm bitching to the team like, yo, where's our events? We need events. So yeah, find me some good applicants, man. We need them.
I remember me and Bush were talking about it like probably ages ago about running events together and stuff. Just never ended up getting to it. And then me and Mount talked about some other stuff. But no, I've been that's one thing I loved about the servers were all these events that were going on. Like we had one happen, I think probably 2 years ago. It was a maze event. People were giving out RP for doing a maze. Like I feel like having those events were a great thing, and I love seeing them, even if it's just like community events. Like I even ran one once when Bush was on. Like I would love to see the community doing these events, especially these people with like millions of RP, like giving out RP for people doing an event. Like I built a maze once. Bush was there. I don't remember which other admin team was there. It was really cool.
I will tell you.
We'll definitely do that.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, that's definitely one of the things on our list to do is to increase those events, at time permitting.
I will tell you one other thing, which doesn't really apply yet, but if we do more events, I will tell you that one thing that you guys as players can do for the events that we do is try to keep the atmosphere light. Around this time last year when we had a lot more events going on, we had to have a big come to Jesus meeting with the player base because the events got so toxic that a lot of admins kind of swore them off, myself being one of them. It was one of those things where you had everyone firing their M2s and summoning their minis in the middle of the course of the event, being obnoxious, screaming over you when you're trying to give explanations, that kind of stuff. I still am like apprehensive when I do events because of that. So just worth noting.
Yeah.
Just worth noting.
In essence, of speeding it up because we're getting late now. We definitely want to do more events. We will. We just need the manpower. I still want to do my zombie waves of zombie horde event that I had in mind, where I build that base and the zombie hordes come and you guys try to defend the base and it's gonna get blown up by the zombies and you got to see how many waves you can survive. And I'm gonna do that maybe next week. Obviously, this is Force Wipe week, so I'm gonna be dead. I definitely want to do that. I wanted to do it last week actually, but real life got in the way and I had to get all this map stuff done. So yes, events, they're coming. And like I told Spicy earlier, if you guys want to do player events, man, we will support you. Hell, it takes some of the work off our plate, let us know. We will support you. We need notice. Give us some notice. We can try to plan things with you. But, dude, I'm all about events. Who does them? I don't care. I'm all about events. So.
Alrighty.
Thank you, gamer.
No problem.
All right. Up next, we have Netra.
This is probably going to be real quick. Do the upper levels of the map have to line up with the bottom levels of the map?
Huh?
So if you're running on the surface and you go down a set of stairs to go into the tunnels, does that have to physically line up?
Yes.
Okay, so you can't create shortcut paths across the map by going down the tunnel, running across a couple of the terminals, and coming back up and being on the complete opposite side of the map.
No, like a wormhole or something. No. Yeah, believe it or not, a Rust map is literally, so picture a giant, I won't say a piece of paper, let's say like a giant sheet, like a bed sheet, it's just a giant flat bed sheet, and when we make a map, we can raise parts of the sheet, we can lower parts of the sheet, and that's it. We have a thing called a terrain trigger that can let you pass through the sheet also. And then under the sheet is the ocean. So anywhere that the sheet goes below height 0, there's water. Anywhere it's above height 0, it's land. And that's all it is, one giant sheet. We can't make terrain under the terrain. We can't make terrain over the terrain. Anytime you see us do such a thing, we're actually faking it with like rocks and stuff like that to try to make it look like terrain. So that's it. It's just one solid piece of terrain that we can raise and lower.
Okay. That would have been a neat way to increase usage of the tunnels.
I agree. Absolutely agree. Oh, but I think we have don't we have a new quest for tunnel dwellers?
We do.
Oh, there you go. There's another way.
All right, Netra. Thank you.
By the way, y'all, that's another player that's been around here for a long fucking time.
All right. Up next, we have Psycho. You'll have to let me know.
I'm gonna start booting up Rust while we're doing this.
Excellent. So I actually had some thoughts about some complications with my idea while I was waiting, but I'll go ahead and pose it anyways. There might be some limitations with the ability of existing custom plugins to interact with vanilla monuments, but I was thinking it would be cool. We can buy recyclers with RP, recyclers that monuments can be destroyed. It would be awesome if somebody could like go into a monument area and type a command to pay RP and respawn a recycler for the public there.
I was typing. Somebody want to grab that? I didn't hear the second half.
You can. I wasn't aware you could destroy recyclers and monuments.
It can be destroyed by.
It can be, and the problem is that they're baked within the content of the map they can't just regenerate themselves. That's the challenge.
I actually think that technically is possible. T, the question is, can there be an RP command to buy a public recycler?
I mean, there kind of already is. You get yourself a recycler through our recycler plugin, and you just type /share on it.
Nah, that requires CC access.
Even with /share.
It does, yeah. It wouldn't be able to be deployed in a non-buildable area like a monument.
Oh, what? Right. I'm confused. Why would you want to buy a public recycler and put it in a monument?
To do a community service after the Horde's done their bidding.
Exactly.
See, actually, the funny thing is are you talking about vanilla or custom?
Vanilla.
Okay, they can destroy the vanilla monument, our recyclers?
Yep.
Okay, a better idea would be, hey, T, why don't you look into making it so Hordes can't destroy recyclers?
Oh, I figured that had already been discussed, and there was some impediment that was preventing that from happening.
For what it's worth, I just got the first ticket for that kind of thing yesterday.
Yeah, this is all news to me.
I haven't seen it.
It's all news to me.
I haven't seen a trend to the point like with MLRS, we've been, that's a different kind of thing. We've definitely been aware of that problem and been trying to fix that one.
Yeah, it's all news to me. I will absolutely. Somebody have to throw it on my to-do list, but I'll look into making them not destroy recyclers.
Awesome. Thank you for the floor.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. All right. Last question coming in from Lemon King.
The events would be really good to post on social media.
Yeah, 100%. I have to go through my old files. I have a lot of good recordings of some of our old events that you guys would shit for. You know what? Everybody in this channel, how many we got here? 92 people. Everybody in this channel needs to badger the shit out of Aleahnah right now to run one of her Rocket League events again. Those things were fucking amazing. Everybody jump her ass. She needs to run one again. And I can show you videos. They're really cool.
the RP wipe. I think it would be really cool if you could buy the ability to use a mini after force wipe for that wipe with like 100,000 RP, let's say. Because I've like been tight in money this month because I'm a high school student and I haven't been able to buy vet gold, but I do have 100k RP I'd be willing to sacrifice for a mini.
It's not in the capability of the plugin. I can tell you that 100%.
Damn.
Yeah.
Also,
You might be able
really,
to buy scrap with RP though, from other players.
Hey, you can do
yeah.
that. Hell,
Also,
money talks. You get enough RP, they'll sell you anything. Shit.
really early in the meeting, you said the log file, and it's just really hard to search for stuff. Were you able to download it as a file, as like a Word document or a notes, and just doing Control F and searching for a certain player's name?
Oh yeah, it's a regular old text document. It's not that it's hard to search for stuff. It's that Rust doesn't log anything. There's literally nothing there.
Oh.
It physically doesn't log shit. I posted it way up in the channel here. You'd have to scroll pretty far back.
Yeah, I've seen it. I'd also used to play on the Rust Easy PvE servers.
I'm sorry.
I used to play on a different PvE
No,
server.
I was saying I'm sorry as in you used to play there.
Oh, yeah, this is way better. But
thank you.
They had something that you could. I saw an admin stream to me one time because I had players stealing from me, where they had a command that they could use in chat and they could see the last like 10 people that used the box or something.
Yeah, we used to run a plugin that we actually that would log everybody accessing boxes. The problem is if you're also running a raid basis plugin and you're also running skills plugin, you're also running enchantments plugin, you're also running custom NPCs, that's the problem. We could come up with a way to log everything ourselves, but then you guys are gonna have to lose something else.
There's a lot of policing things that we both used to have or could have and have gotten rid of in lieu of keeping content. And as Rust continues to add more bullshit, it continues to be a conversation we have to have, unfortunately.
Yeah, it basically comes down to and this is going to sound kind of jerky to say this, but it comes down to the point of like, would you guys rather have more fun stuff to do, or would you rather, us do something so you don't have to do shadow play? Like, I think it's a lot easier just to get shadow play and let us put more content in there than it is for us to take away content so that you don't have to run shadow play.
Okay. This might be my last thing because people already said my other thing. So Aleahnah used to put the machines out with masks and people didn't buy them, like she said earlier.
Yeah.
The cool thing now is you can enchant them and you might be able to put higher enchant values on those items and people will be more inclined to buy them.
Well, I mean, it was more of a flavor thing, that kind of thing. I mean, like we have mechanics in game for enchanting and things like that. It's more of a just kind of get in the spirit, have fun type of thing. I don't think that we were looking to solve a gap of making that kind of thing more accessible. It was more about the fun little things to keep people feeling happy about the situation of like the map and whatnot.
The other challenge being the fact that if we provided items that were pre-enchanted like that through the vending machine for like a Z or whatever else, it almost becomes a form of pay to win. I know you're not paying with real world cash per se, but you're paying with virtual content. But it defeats the purpose of the economy and those people that have those skills that spend their time getting those skills to be able to utilize those skills for the community around them and earn.
I can nail all this for you guys real quick. We can't populate the map vending machines with enchanted items anyway, so. Like, you guys understand the difference between like a player plays vending machine. You place the machine, you stick the shit in there, and you go to the administrate part of it, and you pick the price and stuff like that. The map built ones, they're actually part of the map. I place them myself, and I set up what they're selling, and it's unlimited. Like they never run out of stock, that kind of stuff. Like real map vending machines, and I cannot place special items in those. So.
I've never played Terminus. Is it like you can loot anything kind of map, or is it like
everything on Terminus?
Hit anything.
Everything you cannot craft, you cannot harvest. Everything on Terminus is in the form of loot. So you could have 10,000 stone fall out of a barrel. You could have 1,000 metal frags come out of a crate. You can have an M249 come out of a crate. You can literally every item in the game comes from loot, and it's completely custom loot tables. Some of the loot containers are themed a little bit. Like red barrels, hell, the Terminus players can tell you better than I could. The red barrels are leaned more towards ammo. Food crates drop a ton of meds. Toolboxes drop more of your building stuff, doors and code locks and stuff like that. But everything in the game drops from every container pretty much. Like you can literally find a stack of rockets in a fucking crate. Like everything drops from everything.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right, last thing. If I'm not available 24/7, am I still able to apply to become a staff?
Yeah, our staff shit 24/7. Our staff is available maybe 2/7. Yeah, it's
All right.
there's that we don't have for everybody listening, we don't have any hour requirements for staff. We do have requirements. We do have a lot of other restrictions, and also anybody that applies, never take it personal if we don't take your application. There's a lot of little nitpicky details that we look for with staff members. When people apply, sometimes we'll spend an entire month just observing them, like how do they interact with other players, how do they act on our servers. Did they apply for staff and they played real hardcore that week and then they just disappeared and went to another server because we didn't accept their application? We watch all that shit for months and months. Well, maybe not that long, maybe weeks up to a month. We really observe the player. We like to see how they interacted. We look into their past. How did they used to interact? Are they just now trying to play nice because they want to be an admin? We watch a lot of stuff, and we never want people, and this isn't to you, this is to everybody listening. We never want people to feel like, oh, they don't like me, they didn't make me an admin. No, I can tell you right now, I've told this story before. One of my favorite players of all time, Pooh Water, he's an old player. Some of y'all might not know him because he hadn't been playing Rust recently, but probably one of my favorite players of all time. I wouldn't make him an admin if my own mother demanded it. Like, there's no fucking way I would ever make him an admin. But he's still like my favorite player in our history. Like, he's just the coolest person ever. He would just wouldn't be good at this job. Hell, I'm not good at this job. Shit. So just, feel free to apply. Anybody listening, you can apply. Again, don't take it personally if we don't accept you as an admin. It's nothing personal, I promise. We have very specific things we look for, but there's no hour requirements. There's none of that. I mean, like, all we require from our admins, greet new players, answer support tickets to the best of your ability, and try to answer questions in chat as they arise. Which you guys see me do that shit all the time. When I log in, I see people asking questions. I'm like, yeah, type /info. And I mean, it's pretty much the requirements to be an admin. There is no time requirement. We do have rules that admins have to follow.
You have to own a pet.
Yeah, you have to have a dog.
Copious amounts of pictures.
And you have to
have a dog.
You have to post dog pictures. There are a shit ton of restrictions. Believe it or not, our admins are highly restricted in their gameplay. Highly restricted. That's a turnoff to a lot of people. They are forbidden from taking part in any PvP whatsoever. That's a big turnoff. I'm not going to get into the whole speech, but there's just a ton of shit that our admins have to do. So anybody can put an app in. We had like a 13-year-old apply the other day. I was like, a little too young. Sorry.
You have a soft age requirement, yeah.
We do have like a soft age. There's not like a set age, but 13 is a little,
All right,
So,
thank you.
Yes, sir. By the way, for everybody who wants to see the map, all the changes and all the new stuff on the map, I have loaded up Rust, and you might want to start getting in my stream because I think the meeting is winding down here shortly, and I'm going to start showing off the map. For those who don't have the stream, I will link it again in the channel.
Also, thank you to everyone who showed up tonight and everyone who is still here.
Yep. All right. To get your prizes, please log into your server and go to town. Do we have the admins picked? Who's going where?
I'm on Utopia by the quest giver.
I'm on Infection by the drone merchant.
And I saw your question in my stream. No, that would not be plausible. That would actually make it more difficult for me. All right. So do we have all servers covered for the prizes?
I heard 2. I will set this aside and go hit outbreak.
So nobody else can go pass out presents?
Still need a term.
Sorry, I'll go to term.
So we have term, outbreak, infection. What do we miss? Utopia. Anybody on Utopia?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. So we got all 4, right?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so everybody go to your town on your server, find the admin, get in line in front of them. They'll either give you rockets or Zeds. You just tell them which one you want. They will throw them at your feet, and you can pick them up, and please leave after that so there's no confusion, and then we can tell when we're done. That way we don't have a bunch of people bouncing around everywhere. Yes, they're free. Everybody just go to town and get your prizes. Holy shit, Wayne Gang.
Ryo and Teacup are on Outbreak already.
Okay, cool. They didn't speak up, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm on here too. I'll see what's up.
Wayne Gang in the stream. What's up, Wayne Gang, man? I ain't seen you in a while. He's alive. I miss Wayne Gang. He's a lot of fun.
We need to have another stream.
Absolutely.
You turn off meeting banner.
Oh yeah, I need to remember that last meeting. I think I left it on until the next morning. That'd be annoying, especially because I speeded up on the last day. Everybody's like, "We get it. There's a fucking meeting." All right, one more time. Anybody wants to see all the new stuff on the map? I am streaming it. For the first part of the stream, I just kind of lazily fly around a little bit while they give out the prizes. And once they're done giving out prizes, I'll start showing some of the juicy stuff. There's the stream in the chat channel right there. And admins, just let me know when your server's done. Oh, I guess I need to change it to Rose. Thank you for letting me know. I told you guys I'm not good with these face talks and Insta streams. There we go. I'm just gonna let you watch Discord and hear helicopter noises in the background. If anybody's in Discord trying to talk to me, that is now hidden behind my Rust screen. So if you want to talk to me, use the stream. I can see the chat in the stream over on the side there. And anybody that doesn't give a damn about the map, I guess you're free to go because the meeting would be over except for the map preview. Next month, remind me not to do a shit ton of yard work the day of the server meeting because my back is screaming. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get out of this chair. Somebody's gonna have to pick me up. Oh look, zombie horde. Look, that's the pre-nerfed hordes right there. That was before I nerfed them. Look how big that horde is. Hey, you little jerks. I like how they run so fast, they look like they're like fucking figure skating. Yeah, sadly I don't drink, so that wouldn't help. I need to get some gummies. They don't sell them in the county anymore. It sucks. The stupid county, you got to stick up their ass. Hey, thanks for the reminder, Irish Redneck.
Our Give Zed's bits drop down.
You got quiet all of a sudden. What happened?
I had the same issue. It's under special, and there's a drop down once you click on the option.
Yeah, click the triangle next to their name, or next to your name, I guess you would do, and then click Give Special Item. I just merged all the special stuff into one drop down instead of having separate for each.
Yeah, I thought I had to type it in, but as soon as you click on it, it gives you the option.
Yeah, because now we got enchantment kits and scrolls and all this other stupid shit. And
yeah.
We're gonna have zombie guts. Did you try the zombie gut thing yet, or do we need to work on that tomorrow?
Yeah, we need to work on that. There's a couple things that I've encountered.
Oh, don't say that. I'm so scared after what we went through today with the
It's
quest.
not too bad. We'll figure it out. You're not gonna be around after you do this thing.
No, after we do this, I gotta get out of this chair. I'm hurting so bad.
That's fine. I'm actually dying. For those of you guys not aware, I've been working on this. I gave up half of yesterday, and I've been working on this since I woke up this morning at 8 o'clock. So I also have not eaten today.
Yeah, it's bad. I definitely can't tonight.
Oh, been really rough.
I haven't even had fucking lunch yet, and it's like 10:30. And I told my wife I'd be done with this by 10, but whatever. All right, let me start flying somewhere now. So I was looking for that Bradley somebody was talking about. I don't know what it was doing. Oh, there it is. Hey, that Bush, are you still in here? There's a Bradley down here just kind of dancing. Is Bush still?
My fault. I've been doing some things. Really quickly. Like, last call for Terminus.
Last call for Utopia.
Somebody want to DM Bush in Discord and let him know that the military tunnel Bradley is just dancing. I don't know if that's important or not, but it looks like it is.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Like it's part of LMFAO now or something.
I'm going back to test 2 to chop trees.
Oh my god, we run this map next time. Remind me to
700,000.
700,000 what?
Take a tea. Make sure you take a tea.
Remind me to touch up the damn biome transition here from snow to. I don't like that transition.
Give yourself the lumberjack skill, Nola, to go faster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. For the the one that makes the one that makes the trees all go down the ultimate.
Oh, does that affect vanilla rates?
It doesn't, but you hit more trees.
Right. Good call. I had the chance for instant tree or the instant cut down.
How would he have already fixed the path if I'm on the damn test server right now? I can't. This is where he would fix that path. Is on this server that I'm on right now. So.
It probably need to be reloaded.
But I'm confused. I have to talk to him. There's no way.
I'm here.
Oh.
What? Yeah, I know that. I'm saying I know exactly because everybody like literally pinging at the same time, so I'll get on it right away here.
Oh, that's funny. Like the whole server, like just everybody's blowing up Bush now.
Did outbreak or infection? Do you guys need help handing out?
No, I already took care of everybody on infection.
Okay, outbreak.
I believe outbreak is good. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. We'll start touring some map stuff here.
Go back to testing. Back in my little tester's hole. Also, for anybody else who's Discord savvy, oh, never mind.
Alright, done on Utopia. Accountability, stripped all the stuff.
I cheated. Hey, that NPC is Wangus Khan. Wang Gang, isn't that yours? Didn't you name that one? Wangus Khan? I swear that was you that did that one.
The newer ones.
Yeah.
I went into Vanish. I got sick of hearing them shooting at me.
Cheeto's endgame is currently offline due to Rust breaking our things every freaking month.
My poor endgame.
We have supplemented it with some new fresh monuments you guys have never seen before.
Hey, never mind, it's fixed there. Yeah, I have to, so endgame has 1,700 electrical connections. I have to rewire the entire thing from scratch. So it's gonna be a minute. Oh shit! Look who we get. Spoiler alert! Ah, shit.
Yeah, it'll be Aftermath, but there's different monuments on it, and some that you guys have never seen. I think that there's 4 new monuments on this map you guys have never seen. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe 4.
I already posted the new map preview. I didn't put Heli Tower back on, but I need to. But I already posted the map preview.
Yeah, four monuments that have not existed until this test window. So new content, yay!
I'm in one right now, actually.
I don't really know that this map is like thematic. This just kind of feels like standard Rust shit.
There is one special thing about this map. This is probably, if not the top, it's got to be the top 3 of the most intricate railroad layout. Like there's a shit ton of rail. This map originally, when I started it, was to be all about trains. This is back because I originally made this map back when they first did the whole train thing. So this map was, if you notice, there's just railroads every fucking where. I mean, tons of railroads. So that's what this map's really about. But, you know, over time, we've added so much more shit now.
A good majority of the maps that we get aren't really thematic. A lot of them we've made thematic, but they're not inherently thematic. I'm like you, I'm always looking for a theme because that's how I get my good ideas about kits and things like that. And when it's like this, it's kind of hard to do.
I will say that the next map, not the one I'm on right now, the one that's on our other test server right now for the following wipe, after Force Wipe, is definitely themed. And
the next 2 maps are themed, right?
I think so, yeah. And the next one is definitely a server favorite. We got a lot of changes and stuff and work to do, but it's a pretty cool themed map. I'll give you a hint. The next one, the last time we ran it, I completely redesigned town from scratch, and everybody loved it and thought it was so cool. And then on top of that, I'll give you another hint of what. I'm not saying that that's the only cool thing about the map. I'm just trying to give a hint of what map it is. And then also, I demanded that some player get on horseback with a Python revolver during PvP day and try to take a train of players, a train with players on it, like in PvP. That should give you a hint of what map it is.
We're going straight.
Oh God, don't do it, Nola. Please don't do it.
Nola, you said you were cutting trees. Are you already on the wood ones?
I am. I bypassed some of the initial ones.
Yeah.
I
wasn't
see.
familiar with them.
Okay.
I jumped up to the fishing.
We got some good guesses on the map. Good guesses.
Sorry guys, I got a bail for the night. I put something in staff chat. If somebody just keep an eye on that for me.
Later, old man.
Screw you. Juice is the old man. I'm the old young man.
I think you're second place.
That hurts. Night-o.
Good night, dude.
Okay. I'm gonna abandon these then.
Jesus, Nola, you fucking did it. It's stuck in my head now.
I'm about to pop off.
I hate you.
I'll never not know every lyric to that song. It's burned into my brain.
Yep.
Aleahnah, that was such a good recommendation. This is it's going way faster.
Yeah. We don't need to do the farming ones. You can skip all of those. I'm just gonna mark them all.
Okay.
We will just wait to see if there's any issues when it's live. I'm not gonna sit here for another hour and wait for literally things to grow.
I did it.
That's true, and that's why I don't need to do it now. You know what I'm saying? If I hadn't been on here all day, I probably would consider it, but
I'll give you a hint. It's not fun.
yeah, maybe if I was thinking better earlier, it would have been it wouldn't have been a problem. Fortunately, there's no good enchants to. Well,
I just realized the only thing I've eaten all day is a fucking honey bun.
yeah, I'm about to order some food. Before everything closes around me, I really need to eat. My dog's bummed out. It's just gonna be a rough night.
Oh, I can't wait to see all the fighting over this. Oh shit! I was too busy reading my stream chat.
It's always like that. Like when we add something to help relieve pressure, it ends up causing more drama.
Right.
That was a hard lesson to learn with the Christmas map. I'm like, hey, there's like 80 build spots. No chance anyone's gonna have any problem or drama about build spots.
Right.
Lies, Aleahnah, lies.
Yeah, he says a good point. I really hope we can get people to start transferring. It was really eye-opening to see. And I'm just rounding right now when I say this, but it's really eye-opening to see, you know, from bottom to top, 100 players, 200 players, 400 players, 900 players. You know, it's like, dude, please transfer and spread out. There's the difference in the amount of people that join Outbreak versus Infection is so insanely lopsided, and there's no reason for it at all. No reason for it at all. Same exact server. Plenty of players on both. Like, you know, like we said earlier in the meeting, Infection is typically even has a queue the first day or two. I mean, there's the old excuse players used to give us in the old days was, well, I like populated servers. I like lots of people. Well, Infection has that too. But it still averages half the players over the course of a wipe that Outbreak has. So what that tells me logically is that, you know, if Infection has the same population on a daily basis, but averages half the players that Outbreak averages, that means all the new people and all the trolley people go to Outbreak, if you think about it. So you think you would want to spread out. Wild, wild west.
Don't do that to you. You're gonna get stuck in my head.
Dude, it already is.
Just a reminder for anyone who hasn't fallen asleep yet on this. We don't work transfers on Force Wipe Day, so if you're debating it, make sure you get it in before that.
And on that same note, sorry, I had to look at this boss right here. He was in a blue. Do we not have kits on these Yantar people?
We should.
Oh, never mind. It looked like a blue scientist suit, but it looks like it might be on
No,
purpose.
they're Arctic.
That guy's not Arctic. He's in a fucking blue scientist suit.
That might
No,
be my fault.
whatever.
I overrode spawns for the ones that didn't have nav mesh and made them stationary. Maybe that reset their kits.
I don't think they have kits. Yeah.
My bad.
And he is a stationary one, so we definitely need to fix that.
I'll do it right now.
But what she was saying about the server transfers, I think what a lot of people don't realize, that, you know, I think the reason they wait till Force Wipe Day is they're like, I don't want to go yet, though. I want to be able to play and do my stuff, and then that's fine. You know what? You can transfer some of your stuff and then still play on Outbreak, or you can do the opposite. You can just play on Outbreak, and then when Force Wipe happens, go play on Infection, and then do your transfer the next day. Because when we transfer, we don't overwrite what you have, we add what you have. So if you play Infection on Force Wipe Day, because we're not doing transfers that day, you build up to level 17 or something. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. We don't transfer XP on Force Wipe because you don't have any XP to transfer. But you know what I'm saying. Whatever you build up on Infection, we just add to it when we do the transfer. So you're not going to lose anything by just playing there and then doing the transfer later on that day or the next day.
You said you put Arctic on these guys, Nola?
I believe so. Hang on.
Alright, that's one. And I think it was 8.
Hey, you guys are going to be proud of me. Look at this. I built a bridge to town so players wouldn't have to swim.
Stairway to Heaven?
NPC Army Arctic 1 through 7 on Yantar.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Everybody thinks I'm so mean, but I built a bridge. I didn't want poor players to have to swim. I'm assuming this workbench and shit right here is you guys testing stuff?
Yeah, that's all me.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Did I mess up? Oh, shit.
Okay, those guys have kits now. My bad.
Oh, yeah, trust me, the no build zone is huge for this town. I am not about to have players spamming stupid shops next to town. Which is so pointless because there's people can buy things from drones. They don't have to have a shop on the road. But yes, the no build zone actually should extend all the way over here. I can go check real quick. We're having a real problem lately about people fucking Building too close to town. Yeah, look, you can't even build right here. Like, it's way out here. So no problem. Shops are annoying as hell. Like, I don't get why people are worried about location of shops when they have the drone thing. Yeah, edit the Bradley to go over the bridge. That would go over great. The cool thing is you know, I was actually planning on getting rid of this town because I actually hate this town. This is one of my least favorite towns that I've done. Only because it's crooked and it's hard to navigate. But now that we don't need vending machines anymore, I just kept it and updated it. One of the updates I did do to it, by the way, is I added, I want to see if I can fly up in there without crashing. There it is. I added chairs to the recyclers. First of all, I put 2 recyclers now instead of 1, but I added chairs so that those of you who are doing your quest recycling, you have to sit there for like fucking 3 days recycling. You can now sit in the chair so somebody doesn't push you out of the recycler and fuck your quest up. So there you go.
What's the enchant called that, well, it's Tanner. What's the one that lets you get multiple bodies at a time?
Tanning or whatever. Tanner.
Okay, cool.
Tanner, I think. Yeah. That's actually a good idea. I might do that. I think my next custom town I'm gonna do, you know, I just made that one that we're using right now. By the way, I heard a lot of people saying nice things about that town, so that makes me happy. I worked really hard on that little town that we're using right now on the live map. I think the next custom town I'm gonna do is the bottom of the ocean one. Nessus, you probably remember that last one I did a long time ago. I mean, a long time ago, like years ago. It'll be smaller, kind of like the current town is right now. But it'll be at the bottom of the ocean, like in a glass dome. I think I'm going to do that for my next town. I already have the glass dome built, actually. I did it last week. And then I think after that, I might do a floating in the sky town. That would be kind of fucking cool. I never thought about that. That's a good idea. I like weird shit like that.
Just give them a big old beanstalk that they have to climb with their feet.
Hell no, that thing was a bitch. The 3 days of a wipe I did get to play was on that map, and man, fuck that beanstalk.
People loved that so much.
No, it was really cool.
They said beanstalks forever, Aleahnah. Always make us have to climb.
Yes.
And everything in the skybox. That's what we like.
Even
Well,
Go ahead.
The hardest part is trying to figure out how to fit a beanstalk into all of our different themes. I mean, we've done it, but it's been tough.
Even no clipping up to the top of that thing was a bitch. Yeah, 2 things in my stream there. Yeah, Resident Evil theme would be pretty cool. And Jezebel, I try to do, when I have a water town like this and you can't really get a vehicle, I try to put the vehicle thing, the vehicle lift. Yeah, remember the vehicle lift in town is a new thing we just started doing, to try to be nice to you guys, and I'm cool with that. I put the vehicle lift on these water towns. I try to put it at a monument that you're not going to get your ass kicked at. I think didn't I put it at a gas station on this one? Pretty sure I did. Pretty sure it's over here. I try to put it as close to town as I can and at a place that you're not going to get your ass stomped.
I have now enchanted everything to the maximum with Tanner. Hopefully this won't be too,
Oh, here it is. Yeah, so I put the... Oh, see, I got a topology issue right there. See how that grass is growing through there? Fucking Christ, I missed that.
These bears for me?
But that's where your vehicle lift is on this one.
Mill tons is fixed, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
I had a map point too high up off the ground.
You know what I hate about the map preview is I'm finding all kinds of errors that pissing me off. I just found a topology error, just found some splat errors.
It's fine. We'll be fine.
I am way too anal for this. Oh. So disappointed in myself on that. Alright, what am I looking for? Where's that,
You want to go, where are you right now?
I need to go northwest. North to west. Can I preview some build spots? Sure. Oh, I got a new custom build spot on this one. Did we ever test that other building? Remember that I made that new custom build spot that has like the building and then the tunnel that goes to the tower?
I build tested it. I gave some feedback. I don't know if you want me to share it here.
No, I mean, I remember trying to test the build. You tested the building and I was having trouble getting a wall or whatever.
It was a bit awkward. I did not go back and retest.
But I redid it since then. Oh, I found your bear pit.
Yep.
What the fuck are you doing? Oh, you're doing that right now.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, what a hacker.
We actually have 2 bear pits.
That's funny as hell.
I thought this was for me, Nola. I'm so sorry.
It was.
I'm so sorry. I just like walked up and took all your bears.
If only we had a command to spawn them.
I thought he was like doing it for me. I'm so sorry.
So some of you might be familiar with one of my custom build spots that I've been using for a long time now. It's a pretty popular one. Is this one right here? It's a very secure build spot there. And then this one is a complete redesign. I actually remade this one from scratch last week because there were some issues with some of the spots in there where you couldn't build that well. Aleahnah, did you recheck this to make sure my rebuild actually worked?
I looked at it and it looked like I could build there.
Nice, nice.
I know that is not a proper test, but I just haven't had the time. I saw that you redid the floor in the back, and I figured that it would be no trouble to build now that there wasn't anything in the way.
No, look, right here, it's still doing that. I don't get why.
I don't know.
It's got to be the second floor.
I was able to build under the second floor.
Yeah, well, look.
I was able to fill everything up until that point right there.
Yeah, and that's where the second floor is. I don't know, this may just be a not that great custom build spot this run because it looks like the second floor is interfering with it. I mean, you can still
to the sides.
You can still build here, but
No, but I was able to build all the way to the far wall. It was just
I
the
know.
front
I'm just
floor.
telling you, it's not letting me. I mean, you can still build a decent base in here. It just won't be as secure as you want it to be. But oh well. Out of time now. Have to fix it next run. At least I can build somewhat in there.
Yeah, sorry I didn't get back around to testing it.
It's all good.
Had my hands full. Speaking of,
That sucks too. I busted my ass on this damn church.
if you change the cube up the top, if it would fix it.
I'll have a little bit of time tomorrow. I may try to fuck with it and see if I can fix it.
I am not gonna be able to do too much tomorrow. I gave up my entire day for this.
Yeah, mine's the opposite. I figured tomorrow I'll be trying to catch up on everything. So a lot of these are build spots too, by the way, people watching. Not all of them. Some of them are. Some of them I didn't make build spots because they're just like, what the fuck's the point? They're so small and compact. There's no point. Again, if you see a sign. Speaking of which, did I put a sign outside the church? I don't remember.
Yes, I believe that there was a sign there, yes.
If you see a sign, it is considered a custom build spot. And no, I do not have a sign out there. I need to go ahead and, any of you available to note that in the map channel for me? That's a bad thing. Somebody would have got a free custom build spot right there. They could have built anywhere else on the map too. They could have shoved. They could have shoved our rules right in our faces.
Still not convinced. I'll come and check in a second.
Anyway, so like I said, some of these aren't custom build spots. Some of these are. I tried to make the big ones the customs. Like this one has a sign, so that's a custom build spot too. But some of the smaller ones are not, just because they're so damn compact. You can't really do shit with it anyway. So. Can I show you the dome? What dome? Like the regular dome? Where do you see dome? Oh, right there? Yeah, that's where I'm going. If you're talking about that in front of me right there. Oh, the water one? Yeah, I'll go back to it in a second. Yeah. Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'll head back that way. I'll make that my last stop because I'll have to get off my minicopter and shit for that, so.
I swear there was a sign here.
It's all good. I can add one. Did you finish checking the electronics in this, or did you guys?
Well, no, not since you're.
Not the revamp?
It's still on my list of things to do.
Okay, well I'm not gonna do it in the stream because that'll give away the whole puzzle. But I completely remade the puzzle from top to bottom. So.
Yeah, I told Wookie I would take care of it. I haven't done it yet.
All right.
I've been testing quests this entire time.
I know. Yeah, I'll take you guys back over to that thing. Give me 1 second. There's the Heli tower.
Transfer tickets.
Are there? Well, that's fine. I ain't force wipe yet, so. If any of them need my attention, just let them know. It'll be a minute, and I'll take care of it before I go eat. Man, I'm fucking tired. I think it's all the yard work. We got a pallet, and I mean a pallet, of leveling sand and dirt. Like it's like a mixture. It's like 75% sand and 25% like probably cow shit. And it's like to like help get more nutrients in your yard, and of course level it out and stuff like that. I don't think there's a lot of clay in ours here because I'm in Georgia and like everything is fucking clay here. That's actually why we need stuff like this, is to get actual dirt instead of clay, so the grass can grow. But a whole fucking pallet. So we're talking probably 60 wheelbarrows full. I mean full, and hand shoveling every one of them, and then hand raking all of that shit out. And you guys got to remember, I've got 2 artificial disc implants, 3 fused vertebrae, 2 titanium rods, and 6 screws in my spine. So I am not feeling good right now. If I had some narcotics, I would absolutely be taking them at this point.
For the puzzle, did you do what Wookie told you to do?
Yes, the only difference was where that fuse box was. There's also a bunch of switches over there on the computers that you have to switch, that you have to hit. I mean, there's a bunch of and switches even that show you so you know that you have to hit something else.
Yep. Okay.
If I have to, I'll go in there and test it. I'm just not gonna do it right now on stream.
This thing's like a fucking labyrinth.
Yeah, it is.
I hope the players will love the challenge.
I just hope they appreciate the fact that we go through so much effort to try to make like puzzles, like instead of, like I hate the fact that so many maps or monuments out there on these other servers and shit are just like, here's a card door, it is already powered, just swipe your card and walk in. Here's another card door, swipe your card, walk in. It's like, dude, can we get some kind of fucking challenge here? So. Hit borderline cyborg, yep, that's for sure.
This place is like a maze.
Oh, don't get me started on River Rock Lemon King, because that's the next thing we got to do. Like my side yard is just, it just doesn't get enough sun, so it's just like it's just all dead over there. I'm gonna put down that those, you know, those little white and beige and tan like little rounded river rocks or whatever. I'm gonna put those over there. It's better than fucking dirt, right? Okay, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to peek at real quick, and then I'll go show you guys that water dome thing that you wanted to see.
You might have to help us test this, T. I don't know where to go.
That's fine. I'll test it tomorrow.
Yeah, like I went to the spots in question that I posted, and other than for that one thing that you told me about, you added beyond that, none of the stuff I said was there except for the fuse.
All right, I'll go check it. I'll check it out later. That's no big deal. I already planned on my Wednesday being tons of Zombieland work. I actually was invited to go to the lake tomorrow, and I turned it down so I could work on server shit for Force Wipe.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Well, I think I've found where I'm supposed to start. I'm thinking it might be the wrong prefab because it's not sparking.
If you're talking about that monument, I said I'll check it out. You guys don't have to worry about it.
You know,
I'll figure it out.
enough power. That's probably, there's something to power it. Okay.
Don't forget there's a gas generator that powers stuff too.
Yeah, I know. I don't see it though. I'm looking. You guys just shoot me in the back of the head.
There's a lot of train stuff on this map. I better see some. You know what players should do? They should get a bunch of flatbed train things and have a fucking have a mobile party. Have a train party.
Really wish you could Uber tool onto trains.
That would be awesome. Laser lights and shit.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah,
All right.
I can't.
I'll check it out. I already told you guys. Get back to what you're doing. You don't have to worry about it. I got it. All right, let me go show
You know,
them.
the server transfers are good right now.
Yeah, I'll be jumping on those too. Let me go show them this water dome thing, and then I can go handle these tickets. And then
Actually, Aleahnah, are you still in test right now?
Yes, sir.
Can you grab the in the skinning tree? There is a skill that makes it so that your weapon doesn't degrade. Can you grab that skill and then try to use a bone knife on it to tell me if it degrades or not?
Sure.
You sure the bone knife isn't under the prim weapons skill?
Well, that was the thing. Oh, I want to know. Bone knife, I don't think is technically a prim weapon though.
Yeah, but I'm the one who decides which one goes in which config.
Really?
It's like, yeah, it's not part of Rust. It's
I
just.
agree with the skill primitive expert, fully expecting the bone knife a primitive tool that wouldn't degrade, and it's degrading.
What's primitive expert? Is that tools?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, bone knife is under the combat in F1 items. Like it's considered a combat item, so I would imagine it would be under primitive weapons.
I am taking durability with the skinning on bone knife, Boshoki.
Okay.
I mean, I once I land, I can always open the config and just tell you straight up how it's configured. Because I'm the one who had to. It wasn't based on like what Rust determines them to be. I had to pick.
Chili, you cannot, if we've done our job correctly. There's a topology that blocks from building on trains. If you could, I would advise you not to, because Rust physics act unpredictably about things.
They may have meant on the actual train itself.
Oh yeah, I wish you could. No, that's what we were just talking about. Is we have a way to magic admin items onto things, and it doesn't work with trains. I would really, really want to do like a musical train, like with a piano. Why does this quest just stop working? There we go. Oh, this is gonna take forever.
Best view in the game right here. I'm not telling you where that is on the map. Worth the try. Guess I need to extend that edge. Is that what you were talking about?
Sorry, just looking at tickets.
I've seen people using this custom build spot before though. Is there something wrong with it? I built this one like a year ago. Like, is something wrong with it?
The only issue with that one is if you die, your bag goes up to the surface.
Yeah, I knew that, but they're saying like trying to jump off the rope. Oh, it's a bitch. I could always make those little vines right there climbable too, so that if you miss, you can just. Yeah, I'll just make those climbable. That's not that hard to do. That's really easy. Like, that'd take me like literally fucking 2 minutes.
Yeah. Anybody who's still tuned in at this point, if you're friends with Shifty on Terminus, please have him reach out to us.
Alright, stream people. I'm going to cut this out so I can go handle some of these tickets and issues and try to go eat lunch or dinner or breakfast or whatever the fuck I'm about to eat. The honey, yeah, I've had a honey bun today. That's it. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Thanks for coming to the meeting. I hope you guys like all the stuff we're doing. And cool. I'm going to end the meeting now.